conditions that we can look at probably after the presentation.
Yeah. There will be a drainage easement developed and filed on the land records that will detail the responsibilities for the ongoing maintenance of the basin as well. And we also did revise the wetland application so that it includes the property at 95 South Road, which is actually where the basin is located, and the direct wetland impacts that are involved with the basin restoration. So those are the changes, and I'll turn it back over to George.
I have nothing more to say right now. Yes. You caught me at a loss.
Remind me. Yeah, I apologize. I think we talked about this last meeting, but so who owns the parcel where the basin is?
So this is owned. This is part of 95. They own the basin, and this is 85 where the development's being proposed.
Okay.
But there will be a drainage easement because this basin was designed to take runoff from both properties. So there will be a drainage easement so that he can continue.
In favor of this property.
The drainage easement will be in favor of that property.
The stormwater management plan, or the restoration and maintenance plan for the basin is for which, is it like a joint ownership?
Right now, I think it probably.
It's changed since last meeting.
Yeah, it probably just refers as to the responsible party as Jindus Development. However, long term, that is likely to change, and it will be based on whatever the agreement is that comes out of the drainage easement.
Yeah, I think the responsible party will be JV Ladd, correct?
Correct.
Because the main purpose of the basin is for the Geisler's property, for the shopping center there, and so that it was installed. There's two parcels, both owned by LLCs, owned by John Ladd. Two different LLCs, but they're both owned by John. And the property, the basin was designed and developed to support the entire development of both properties, which includes some pad sites as well. And this was supposed to be office buildings, but we know there's no demand. Yeah. So this is really the smaller part of the overall development. So it'll be John, but we haven't worked out all the details yet. And the drainage easement, I'm certain a requirement of the zoning commission will be that the easements be approved by the town attorney. That's been my experience with, in particular, this town attorney, that he wants to see approve the easements.
So you anticipate that
this could be revised.
Part of recording the easement, though, that maintenance plan is going to be
updated to reflect.
But that'll be as part of the land record, the maintenance plan?
I don't know if the maintenance plan would be recorded. I suppose it could be. I'm not sure I've ever seen one in the land records recorded. But I don't. It's normally just part of the file, and it's part of the approval and a condition of the approval for the Wetlands Commission. Mm-hmm. And then the easement would make reference, I think, to the maintenance plan that would be on file with the town.
Gotcha.
I think one of the concerns is because it was not maintained before, so we need some assurance that it will be maintained.
That's a good point.
I mean, it's going to be monitored 2 seasons for Phragmites, but then after that, if that's the only thing that's in the condition of approval, then we have no idea if it's going to revert back to what it is currently.
And that was one of the reasons for the long-term operation and maintenance plan, because it's the operation and maintenance plan, which would be part of this approval, makes it ongoing, not just 2 years. They have to do inspections on a yearly basis, look at it, evaluate it, see at some point in time, chances are they're going to have to go back and take out the accumulated sediment again.
Which in itself will remove the Phragmites at the same time, right?
That's
if they start coming back.
That's
at least in
We
part?
do anticipate that there's probably going to be some regrowth after
Yeah.
we first
Yeah.
remove it, because Phragmites can be a bear to get rid of, but we're going to, that's the purpose of the follow-up spot treatments and mechanical removal for the first 2 growing seasons.
Because we have to
Okay.
make sure that that basin is functioning properly.
Right, and of course, it has been functioning properly,
Right.
but it just was not maintained. But it still
Yeah, right.
functioned so that there wasn't any flooding or too much runoff to the next property, which was the purpose of the basin.
But now we're going to have more
Correct.
activity happening, and so therefore they've got to really stay on top of that.
It's been my experience that if the basin's not maintained and neighboring properties are flooding, people are screaming bloody murder. So,
But short of flooding, there could be water quality impacts, sediment getting into the wetland. Because if this overflows, it would go into the natural wetland beyond it. So that's where we don't want the sediment to get to.
right.
Yeah. Good point.
I think, it's easily forgotten kind of in the corner, and just somehow to really draw enough attention to it that it's addressed and maintained.
Well, now it'll be cleaned up. I mean, it's kind of a mess out there now because the property was used for storage. And if anybody's seen it, it's not the most attractive piece of land in town. But with this built here, this building is right here overlooking this basin. And so, there's eyes on it where there wasn't before.
Another concern is Joanna had suggested that possibly the wetland scientist should be on site during the renovation and stabilization, and your response was that he would oversee planting.
Yeah, his
Which
his
is-
presence really isn't necessary because all they're going to be doing is excavating the sediment from the bottom of the basin, and probably I anticipate the removal of the Phragmites in the larger part of the basin is going to involve essentially scraping off like 6 inches to get the root systems and any accumulated detritus and debris out of that. So that's really going to be, we're going to set a benchmark for the contractor as a surveyor and say, all right, this is the elevation of the bottom of the basin that you have to reestablish. Doesn't really involve the wetland scientist at all. He's really going to be there more for the replanting, to take a look at, see, all right, once the excavation's done, what's the hydraulic regime like, so he can adequately say this type of plant or this type of plant or this type of seed mix.
And I haven't passed around proposed conditions yet. I was proposing that the wetland scientist be present on site, partly because we've got a little bit of a tricky situation where it has been delineated as a wetland, it's reverted to a wetland, and it's now been noted to provide habitat. So my concern was that if upon initiation of construction in the basin or excavation in the basin, if there are species that should be temporarily removed, I stopped short of requiring that specifically, but I thought it'd be best if at least the wetland scientist was on site for the commencement of that in case of any notable finding at the time. But it's an unusual situation. I understand that the basin was constructed to be a stormwater structure, but now that it's really not been maintained and it's now meeting the criteria of a wetland and providing habitat. That was sort of where I was coming from, but I'll let the commission think about that too. But or maybe even there could be a compromise solution there where he's there, day one when they're before they start working in the basin, and then comes back at the end instead of the whole duration. But
Yeah, I think
Okay.
I think that could work. I think that actually probably makes sense, and because I don't think we're going to get George Logan or probably any wetland scientist to spend several days out here during construction. I'm not sure there's enough money that we could pay them to do that.
George loves. Sorry, I'm losing my mind. George Logan.
So, yeah.
All of a sudden, I thought I was just saying your name.
Yeah.
Loves being on site.
I don't think for that, though. I can see at the start, and then for the plantings, I think that makes sense.
Okay.
Have we talked about like the limit, the extent of the disturbance associated with reestablishing that basin? I mean, is it limited to that green line there?
It's going to, well, essentially, we're going to reestablish the basin based on what the design elevation was.
So what does that look like for actual disturbance of the
Well, the
soil?
side slopes have been established, so we're just going to basically continue and dig down.
Okay, so you don't have to work outside of the existing.
We shouldn't have to
okay.
work outside because everything is contained inside. Other than, as far as excavation goes, there's some woody vegetation that we'll just be cutting down, leaving the root systems
Yep.
around the banks and stuff. But as far as
Gotcha.
excavation, it's just the interior.
Okay.
So you were saying that you could see that the soil scientist could be called in simply to just quickly take a look at? Is that what you were saying? Take a look at as they are starting to do the excavation?
Yeah.
And double check to make sure there aren't...
He could do and actually it's common on sites where there's habitat requirements that they show up to do an initial sweep, if you
Okay.
will,
Okay.
to look for something that may be there prior to the start of the construction.
Okay. All right. That would make me feel a little bit better.
Is there a proposed schedule for when you guys would be doing this work?
Yeah, between August 1st and October 15th.
This August 1st.
Gotcha.
If everything goes well, presuming that we get the approvals that we need from you guys, zoning, and then we need a lot line reconfiguration for planning, but that's simple. We're hoping Monday night we get that zoning approval, in which case site work can start shortly thereafter to be in a position to do this for August 1st.
Okay.
If it's delayed too much, then it might have to be the following August 1st. Though we're hoping that's not the case.
Can I see? Can I look at that for a second, actually?
Yeah.
All right. There's one thing on here. It was. Okay. Are those all meeting minutes you're taking?
Yes.
there? Oh my goodness.
I don't think the recording's working, so I'm a little bit stressed. It still was like spinning. Yeah, so, but
When you're caught up, are you
Yeah.
able to talk about the conditions that you were thinking about?
yeah, I'll send those around, and some of them may at this point be a little redundant to the plan. I was trying to document, the key items that we had conversed about both at the meeting and then I followed up with Tim and went back and forth. And Tim did a nice job explaining updates to the plan. My comments, I had sent a robust set of comments, which he responded to, and then updated the plans accordingly and the application form. So I did appreciate that. So some of these are noted on the plan, like the time frame for the basin work. We were kind of back and forth a little bit, and I was trying to work on the conditions. It sounds like if the commission's in favor, we could probably revise.
Number 3.
Okay. Number 3,
Yeah.
to possibly say that the wetland scientist shall be present prior to initiation of basin work, and then to cross out direct the excavation, renovation, and just say to oversee the replanting and permanent stabilization of the basin. And sorry, I should let you actually read these. If I'm talking, you probably can't actually. to read at the same
Oh,
time.
it's helpful, although my pen's not ready. So, is the maintenance going forward? This is a Joanna question, I think.
Yeah.
Or maybe it's for you guys, but going forward, so we're talking about maintaining sediment and invasives long-term. Is that subject to future inland wetland commission
No, so-
discussions, or that's just...
Once the basin is established, if it's maintained, typically that shouldn't have to come back to wetlands. In this case, it was a little unusual just because it had overgrown so much and was full of hydrophilic vegetation, so, but, and sediment and organic material in the bottom. And but normal operations, they should be able to maintain the basin, and ideally it would be most of the time just cleaning out the forebay, and hopefully if the forebay is maintained, because there's a sediment forebay area, then a riprap berm, and then the larger water quality basin. So ideally the forebay kind of traps the sediment and pollutants hopefully settle out in that area, and then water continues on. In a huge storm, it may bypass a little bit, but ideally you would just be very regularly cleaning out the forebay, and hopefully you don't have to touch the basin, I don't know, for a very, very long time.
But the forebay would be like mechanical removal, right?
Yes.
And then the maintenance of Phragmites and whatnot in the basin would be presumably by hand, or is that mechanical as well?
Hopefully they could just, initially it'll be mechanical, but then hopefully long term they can spot treat it with, they'd have to have a licensed applicator because it's in a wet environment, but hopefully they could spot treat it with an herbicide, or maybe I just don't know how successful they'd be just trying to pull it, but that is a...
I mean, the reason I'm asking is I'm just trying to distinguish between like the work to reestablish it now versus the work to maintain it going forward. We're talking about specific time frames, wildlife habitat, replantings, things like that today.
Yeah.
But a lot of that seemingly is not an issue going forward, or it's not subject to any...
For me, I think it's just the scope of what level of... I'm thinking of this as more of a renovation per se, that it's really been let go for a long time, and now it needs this more robust work done to it beyond just normal maintenance. But then, if it's maintained, typically, no one has to come to wetlands to clean out a basin. This is just kind of an extreme case of neglect, to not be overly dramatic. But, and not that that's that unusual either. There's basins all over that are never maintained. But this became a little more high stakes, where there's going to be additional development and wanting to make sure that basin functions how it should. So I thought, it would require enough work that it was more than just the typical maintenance that you'd expect. And since it did still meet the criteria of a wetland, I think once the basin is renovated, most likely it would no longer be flagged as a wetland at that point. So then going forward, as long as they keep up with it.
Well, isn't that what this is?
Yeah, so as long as that's followed and,
It'd no longer be a wetland because it would like drain differently, or what's the basis for it? no longer
that's a good question. So I guess the question is he flagging it as a wetland now or as a water course? I believe it was as a wetland. So typically that would mean it's based on soil type. I'd have to refresh myself on the report. But for the exact criteria that went into his flagging of it. But generally, so, and I might have made things too black and white before, because there are things such as created stormwater wetlands that may hopefully meet the criteria of a wetland going forward, but are still intended to be something that you maintain. And like the forebay area shouldn't become, full of this hydrophytic vegetation, and hopefully they can just keep cleaning out the forebay and not have to get into, like, the actual larger basin will be more the high functioning, lots of nice vegetation, and hopefully not have to get in there again. That's probably more what's triggering this, the forebay work, not so much, but the basin itself, having to get in there and remove all the Phragmites. It's just a much bigger job.
Pass that down to our boss there.
The boss?
You guys are the bosses.
I want to just take a peek at that.
Oh, I looked at this.
It has one. Did you see that already, or?
Yeah.
Oh, you did?
There was
Okay.
Oh, yeah, Joanna had one copy.
Oh, all
John
right.
had one copy.
Oh, okay.
Is this your copy?
Well, it's his. I was
okay.
just.
You can have it because I
This
I
is
have
your
it
file.
online. I can print another one if I need
That's
it.
okay. We'll leave it right here on the table. I just didn't know if he had also seen that too. And
I think there's another copy floating around somewhere.
then
Yeah.
there's
You want it?
No, I'm good
then
now.
there's this one, right? Okay.
The report of the soil scientist.
Thank you. Yeah.
So I think the only other comment I have is on the time frame. So we talk about the wildlife habitat and minimizing disturbance. So what is the basis of the August to October time frame with respect to that?
That is to give us time to get in there, do the excavation, and still have the planting season to start planting and get it established before. Because if we wait too long, then we're not going to get it established before winter comes, and that's not a good thing. So that's the whole point of that. And we believe that that's going to avoid the breeding season. Actually, we're hoping there's no water in there when it comes to that time.
The dry season.
Dry season.
Well, not always, though.
Not always. True. Yeah.
This year probably.
This year, well, yeah. For the most part, it was. Although after a storm event, it does hold a little bit of water.
The recent one, yeah.
It was impressive. I mean, when George Logan was out there, it was quite wet. When I was out there yesterday, there was hardly anything in there.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was like a little bit of a channel right out of the culvert.
Yeah.
There was a nice sediment, like saying delta there, but I just have a few photos. I should send around. But so if you can see through the plants on here. Okay, so there's kind of a zoomed out one. I'll send this around, but this one's kind of facing towards the basin from the top of the slope, and then below it is just from the bottom I went down into the basin. You can see there's the forebays in front with a little area of cattails, and then behind that's like all Phragmites as far as I could see. And then the back side of that, there's a pipe. It's kind of hard to see in here. There's a pipe and like a sediment delta there. And then I did include a couple photos of the debris around the site, but there's much, much more than what I included.
Well, it sounds like it's going to be a lot prettier when you're done.
It will be. I don't know if they showed you the architectural drawings of the buildings. They're really quite nice.
I'm sure that's going to. Yeah, but I'm just saying,
Yeah.
even
The
the
whole
basin is
area,
going to look
yeah.
a lot better.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Does that, sorry for, I just keep coming up with new questions,
No.
but does that basin have a defined overflow to
Yes.
it?
Yeah, there's a pipe outlet.
There's actually a pipe.
Yeah,
Okay.
actually, it's interesting because there's the forebay, which is created by a riprap berm, and
Yeah.
then at the outlet, they also put a riprap berm to kind of protect the outlet pipe.
Okay.
So, but there's an outlet pipe that leaves the basin, goes toward the wetland, the natural wetland.
And is that being reconfigured?
No.
That stays as is?
Yes.
It still functions.
Yes.
Drew, I'm sorry, I was typing a lesson, but what was it that you were asking about?
The,
Time period.
the outlet or
Oh, the-
overflow to the basin?
Oh, the overflow, okay.
I hope you're not taking all this.
Not everything, but
I'm going to stop talking just so you don't have to type.
I do have several Drew has.
Oh, jeez. All right, I'm done.
No, don't be sweet.
I think it's great to pick the engineer's brain.
Well, last time you were here, we yeah, all right. We seemingly focused on the housing development itself, and I know we touched on the stormwater retention basin, but now we're kind of honing in on that a little bit more. So it's a different set of questions.
Yeah.
I know, it's sort of, once I got the wetland scientist report, then my
The focus
thoughts
changes.
went, yeah,
Yeah.
all over the place, but.
No, it's good.
And if the basin is mainly the Geislers, what about any accumulation of water or runoff?
It serves
Like
both.
from-
It's not just Geisler's. It serves both.
It was designed not just for that, but for the pad site, the whole
Right.
the whole
Right, but you
property.
said that the person that would be in charge of maintaining it would be the owner of the Geisler's Plaza, not housing development.
Right. But there'll be an agreement.
Between the two of us. So we're going to cost share the maintenance, Chrysler's and us. And just so you know, we built Summers Village, we built Eleanor Road, those ponds are always properly maintained. And this one will be as well.
Super.
I just bought the property 5 years ago.
Right.
Not that I wasn't involved in the property, but I was told not to go in there. So
Yeah.
We're going to
we'll correct it, make it right, and it's a nice little.
It'll be beautiful.
Yeah. Well, and again, it's very public. I mean, this is going to be all open, and I can tell you when John Parks and I were looking for office space in Summers, and we looked at Geisler's Plaza, it was a no-go because we figured everybody's going to stop in, and we'll never get anything done. I mean, when this construction is going on, I think you're going to have people buying popcorn from Geisler's and setting up out here watching. So.
Sounds good.
Okay, no more questions?
Oh, we did have one other comment on the potential conditions of approval, and that is for number 5. All basin work shall be completed in the grade of the finalized basin documented in an as-built survey for the property. So that's all fine. There'll be an as-built for that. Prior to issuance of a CO. Now, Tom may have some units ready to go, and it really doesn't affect the basin. If he has a unit ready for sale, he needs to get his CO. Particularly if for some reason he's hung up, and it has to be the following August for this. He can't sit on units and not be able to sell them. But it obviously has to be set up so that it drains okay.
Yeah, and that's where all the drainage is going. I mean, ideally, the basin would be done before any work started. This seemed like almost a compromise already to say before a CO, but really, generally speaking, I know there is a basin there now, but normally you wouldn't have catch basins, everything draining to something that's not ready to receive the drainage.
I think George, sorry to interrupt. I think he's just nervous that if next August we have 3 weeks of downpours, maybe not go in it and dig it up. I'm just, and then he's hung up for the next year possibly. This is only about a week's worth of work. This is a quickie. This is not a huge overtaking.
And to be honest with you, you're better off, because we're going to go in and clean everything out, you're better off to get as much of this done. And obviously, he can't build, he's going to get a CO for this building before he completes everything else. So it's not like the whole site's going to be stabilized when he gets his first CO, and you're better off to have this is going to essentially act as a secondary sediment basin for the site, for anything that actually gets through the silt fence and gets down there. And we're going to go in and clean it out. You're better off to wait until after most everything's stabilized before you go and clean it out. So the longer we wait to go in here and do this work, it's almost better, because then it's not going to fill up again in the meantime.
I mean, you do have a point there. I think what I was trying to achieve, and there might be another way at it, is we've had situations, not with Mr. Corenzo, where units are being built and a basin's supposed to be there and it's not. So I just wanted some way to have it on the hook that this will be done, and before, everything's done and Tom's out there and sells it to the next guy.
Well, I think that's your erosion and sediment control bond.
Yeah, I think that's exactly right.
Yeah.
And I also think, Tom did do Eleanor Road and Summers Village. Now, Eleanor Road, I think most people in town don't even know where that is. And he did 25 units there in 3 years, and there weren't any problems down there. He did what he was supposed to do, and that's how he operates. And again, here, everybody's watching. How easy is it for people from the town staff to come over here? It's just, he does what he says he's going to do. And so, but he can't, if something happens, he has to be able to sell units. It's just, he can't risk that financially.
Okay, let me see how that's worded.
So it says prior to issuance of the certificate of occupancy and prior to release of surety bond or other financial guarantee.
Yeah, I think you could eliminate the prior issue of certificate of occupancy, and you still have the erosion and sediment control bonds as the surety that is going to be done.
And
How
we
much
don't-
are those bonds?
We don't impose it. Zoning will, and honestly, historically they haven't always, but we've had conversation between the zoning officer and town attorney and myself that that should just be common practice. And that way, I'm not chasing Tom down for lawn bonds for each unit. It would just be part of the overall erosion control bond. So I think is it equal to 120 or 140% of the overall cost? I don't know if you get to do the math on what the bond ends up being, but it's written into
For the overall project
It's for the
cost?
special use permit for zoning.
Not for the overall project cost, just for the
Erosion and sediment
E&S
controls.
portion of it.
Okay, gotcha.
And maybe landscape. I forget, there was maybe some other minor component, but yeah, it's some greater than 100% of the estimated cost to do that work, that the E&S and stabilization for the most part. So it will
you're
be a
saying
nicer assurance.
if we make that the condition, you basically don't have, you might not be notified when, is it zoning that you said would release the bond?
No, so I actually serve as the erosion control officer for zoning, so to speak. So for all like lawn bonds and stabilization bonds, now I'm the one who authorizes releasing them. So I would be involved in that. I just was clarifying, we don't actually set the bond here. That'll be zoning.
Gotcha. Okay.
But yeah, I would look at it before that
Okay.
gets released.
Generally, in most of the projects I've been involved with, the engineer comes up with what that number would be, and then the town engineer would typically take a look at it, and if the number it's like I think it's like 120%.
Yeah.
But whatever it is, and then Tom would post that, and he doesn't get it back if he doesn't do the work, and
The town can call it.
yeah, the town can call it and do the work. That's the purpose of the extra.
I stopped typing for the last 10 minutes.
Any other thoughts? Said any other thoughts?
No.
All right.
My questions are answered.
So we're going to ask for approval tonight so we can get going on this thing and hope that you'll grant that based on the conditions as we've discussed, which all the other conditions are acceptable, and as we discussed with the modifications, those are certainly acceptable as well.
Yep, understood. What do you think?
Go ahead, you can make the motion.
All right. I'm just going to cite this memo date, but if that's okay, but I'm going to make a motion to approve application number 820, 85 and 95 South Road, construction of multifamily development associated grading and upland review area. I don't know what time I should insert, with the conditions laid forth on the wetland agent memo dated 11/5/25 with the following changes. Item number 3 shall read, the applicant wetland scientist shall be present removing during all basin work.
Shall be present prior
Present
to.
prior to the start
Oh, I
of
missed
in-basin
that.
work, so that he doesn't have to be there for the entire time.
Prior to the start of the basin work,
To
to
over.
oversee.
Yeah, maybe like, and to oversee the replanting and then the rest of it. If
Oh,
you-
that's right. We got to get rid of that part too.
Yeah.
Prior to the start of the excavation work, and to oversee the replanting and permanent stabilization of the basin. Also changing condition number 5 to read, all basin work shall be completed and the grade of the final basin documented in a, I gotta put my glasses on, as-built survey for the property. Wait, that didn't
Or do
make
we want
sense.
to, would it be easier, do you want to just strike,
Prior to issuance of a CO.
or just,
Yeah,
just
removing,
certificate of occupancy? Oh, yeah, I'm sorry.
removing that, removing prior to issuance of a certificate of occupancy. Leaving in prior to release of surety bond. And I think that was it for changes, right?
But now you gotta.
Yes, now I got to
Yeah.
cite this document. The Commission finds that the applicant has submitted all necessary application materials pursuant to Section 211-7 of the Wetland Regulations, including but not limited to Section 211-7E5, alternatives considered and rejected. The Commission did not find the proposed activity significant, and the Commission finds that the criteria set forth in Section 211-10B have been met by the applicant.
I second.
Mouthful.
Good job on that.
I'll insert that other language after.
Copy and paste.
And you know, if they find any three-toed frogs, we'll have to stop our work.
4 toes are fine.
Are 2 toes okay? We can cut one off.
We'll go to the Khaki Work Conference and hear all about that endangered species that's possibly in this area.
They'll say it only lives in this one basin.
Right. Exactly. I'll have to go look for it.
Is that the three-toed frog?
No, it's something else I'd never heard of. But they're having a special seminar.
Oh, was it the spadefoot toad?
Spadefoot toad.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And
But
like
they're
Summers was
doing it.
specifically invited because, yeah.
We have spadefoot toads?
Yeah, I guess.
So in the area that possibly has it, so they're having their annual conference, and one of the speakers is specifically regarding that. So I sort of have no choice but to go and listen to that one, just so I can keep an eye out in town for. Yeah, yeah. We've stopped other development
Actually, I
because
should-
of wildlife.
This is
in
the
past.
opposite of that, but while I was walking the site yesterday, I encountered my first in-person spotted lanternfly.
Oh,
And I did my site duty and squished it. I have a picture. I have a picture of it, but I'm like, oh no, I hadn't seen one yet in the wild. And then I'm walking the site, I'm like,
Yeah,
no.
I know a few
You caught
people-
one while you were walking the dog.
Yeah.
Really?
I took a picture of it. I mean, they're very attractive.
They're
So I felt bad
beautiful.
squishing it.
Yeah.
Looking, but-
I would say we're shutting the project down. It's over.
Oh, no, we want to get out there and take care of those things.
Yeah, I was. Oh my god.
Yeah,
those
make sure to
things
run
are-
them over.
Yeah.
Yeah, there've been a few sightings in town, so
Yeah.
it's too bad. Okay, so no other comments or discussion? Okay, all those in
Aye.
favor?
Aye.
Opposed? None. Motion carries.
Great. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
You guys, thanks for bearing with us.
Have a nice
Oh, no.
Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Thanks. Tim doesn't get to go anywhere.
No, yeah, he's just changing maps.
You want-
See you guys.
Number 2, jurisdictional determination application 821, 164 Hampton Road, construction of gravel parking lot in upland review area, realignment of existing driveway to include replacement of existing culvert with arch culvert and stream
So one of these is for
restoration
Jen.
road.
Yeah.
I got a twofer tonight.
I don't know which side. Yeah. This side. Start with that.
Is this the jurisdictional one?
Yes. Yes. So we were here at the last meeting in October and presented our request for determination that this work is permitted use as of right, being essential to the farming operation, and subsequently Ryan provided a very well-written memo, which I believe you all have, explaining why we believe the proposed activity to be a permitted use as of right, which I assume you've all read it, so I'm not going to reread it here. We can
No
discuss it if
ChatGPT.
anybody has questions. But other changes that we did, based on comments that we received, were we did add a call-out to call for a wood chip berm to be installed along the front side of our sediment barrier in the area where we're working in the gravel storage area. Another change is we actually, as a zoning requirement, we reduced the size of the gravel storage area. We pulled this back about 7 feet.
That's the footprint of the overall parking
The
area.
northern, yes, yeah,
Gotcha.
the northern line we pulled back about 7 feet.
Yeah.
And on the driveway portion of the project, we added the note calling for the 15-foot wide grass buffer along the stream on both sides to originate to the north where the woods are and extend down to the pond. And that area would be mowed once per year just to control the woody vegetation. And finally, we added a note calling for the removal of the existing culvert during the dry season when there's no flow in the stream. This is an intermittent stream, it does dry up. So that's the ideal time to do the culvert replacement or removal.
Removal.
Yes. Yep. So, any further questions? We'd be happy to answer if we can.
So, one, I just want to say thank you for the consideration of the no mow buffer. I know I brought that up last time. I appreciate that. I know it's, seemingly a small thing, but I just appreciate you guys being willing to work with us on that. The culvert removal, so there must be some little disturbance associated with that, right? Like, what does that look like? You just pull it and go, or you have to, like, rework the...
We got to rework an area that is not wetland now, because we're basically restoring the wetland. It's actually a restoration and enhancement of wetland that was removed when the culvert was put in. So there's really no direct wetland impact. We're working in an area that essentially, from end to end, is not considered wetland.
But it's the intermittent stream, right?
A water course, it's piped. So
Yeah.
is the pipe section considered a stream? I don't think so.
Well, I know, but I'm just saying you're
but yes.
removing
That-
that, and then what's left is the stream bed.
Will be new. It'll be
Yeah.
new water course
Right.
and wetland. Yes.
So does that require any enhancement? Like you literally just pull the pipe and go, or do you
Yeah,
have to like?
it's a gravel bottom stream, so we anticipate that when we dig down, it'll be gravel. We will obviously put topsoil and cut back the side slopes to reasonable 3-1 slope and reseed that. Yes,
Yeah.
but the actual bottom of the stream, we're going to leave gravel to match the existing.
So you have to like
bottoms out
put some material in there to do
there.
that,
I
or?
don't believe so. No, it's
Okay.
going to be the natural material underneath it.
Okay.
I have a few pictures of this too. So on one side, there's kind of a side-by-side of the portion of the stream that we're referring to going from the crossing across to where there's a pond. And then the other side of the culvert, you could see it's a little more natural on that side, and it's a little bit more what we're trying to achieve, I think, on this side. And then another view of just the culvert itself, and then kind of a longer view of the stream going through that just grassed field. But you can see, I'll just point this out now since Tim was talking about the bottom of the stream and the gravel.
So the rocks
Just
are
as a
like
visual.
closer to the wooded area of the property.
Yeah, that rocky area,
I
yeah.
think it's up
That's
on
up
this
in their
side.
side. Okay.
Yeah. And then,
Is there another meeting going on, or is that?
That's
They're
them.
all
They're having a good
hanging
time
out
out there.
Now they're talking about us.
Crack open some beers.
It's a little chilly to do that, but
Tim, I missed one thing you said.
I don't need to see it, Dan.
Did you say there was a time frame for the...
Yes, yeah, it's actually here on both sides, see note 5.
Oh.
I added it as a note up here.
Oh, okay, I got you. Okay. Period, no flow. Okay.
Tim, do you feel lousy?
Yeah, cold came up and kicked me in the ass this afternoon for some
I'm
reason.
sorry.
Yeah,
think I
that's
have
for a couple of weeks.
I thought I think
Because I
Oh,
had
sir.
it.
I have to prepare Thanksgiving dinner. I don't want to get sick.
Yeah, my kids are sick all week.
Yeah.
Get some meds, get rid of it.
Oh, that's still.
Now they say stuff's starting. Oh, God.
I've already had it.
You had? Oh, no.
Yeah, it lasts for about 2 weeks, doesn't it?
Tim,
Yeah, I hope it doesn't last that long. I don't need that.
Well, you gotta get meds, you gotta get meds to knock it out.
well, at least you'll be fine for Thanksgiving.
There you go.
The older you get, the harder it is to get rid of.
He's not at that point yet.
No.
Some of us are, but he's not. Have you been out to the site, Joanna?
Yeah, that's what these photos, these were the photos I
Oh,
took.
right, of course.
But yeah, so and I'm like busy typing and not talking as much as usual, but similar to the last site, but many fewer comments in this case. I had visited the site and then reached out to Tim with just a couple of comments on this one, but I walked the site with Ryan, and I was noting that for the gravel parking area, there were areas where the work would be like right up to the wetland edge, so I was a little concerned about if sediment were to get past, if it wasn't maintained impeccably, and that's where the idea came up of using a wood chip berm in front of the silt fence as a secondary measure, and they've got wood chips available to them, so I've seen that work well before. So just as an added measure, because even if it's found exempt as a agricultural activity or otherwise, still sediment in the wetland equals a violation. So just trying to stay out of that as much as we can. And then, and we talked last meeting about the no-mow area. And then I guess I should bring us back into that mindset of the jurisdictional ruling and whether this meets. So I will say I did have a conversation with the town attorney, and he didn't see any issue with the parking area being exempt based on his reading, because there's no of the statute, because there's no of course I'm paraphrasing what the town attorney said, but there's no direct work in the wetland, and like he also read Ryan's letter and the case made of bringing the farm products to market, that sort of language, that parking and storage would be necessary. So he didn't, in his opinion, it's up to the commission to interpret, but getting the town attorney's opinion, he didn't see an issue with that being exempt. He actually had more pause with the in-stream work, and I might have differed with him a little bit, because yes, the statute, I'll figure out, I should dig for it and not try to come up with it by memory, but while it refers to
work in streams without a permit and whatnot.
Well, it says, let me should get the actual language. Where I was differing a little bit on that one was, I've got too much of a pile of stuff here.
We've got it here.
That it,
Just which one she wants.
So I guess I should refer to, so the parking lot seems fitting in the agricultural exemption. The in-stream work, to me, it didn't have as clear of a case in the agricultural exemption, and as Ryan put in his letter, there's, after the section about exemptions, there's a section on non-regulated uses, and one of those is basically conservation projects for fish habitat, that sort of thing. So to me, the removal of the pipe and the fill restores that portion of the stream and enhances fish habitat, and could be deemed a conservation project if the commission was on board with that. The thing that the town attorney wasn't as sure about was it then, refers to removal of material, but it says that removal of material that that impacts the natural indigenous character of the stream, but this is doing the opposite of that. It's removing something that's inhibiting the natural indigenous character of the stream. So I in my mind, and I'm very literal, I thought it still would fit that exemption, and but the town attorney fully left it up to you all to decide. He was just giving his thoughts to me. Okay, here we go. Damn, should have just looked for this sooner. So what I'm referring to is on the backside is it's B. So it's not in the agricultural. We have that Farm Bureau language. Mm-hmm. This is that's all coming out of Part A1, that farming part. Mm-hmm. But right after that is B, and it says the following operations and uses shall be permitted as non-regulated uses in wetlands and watercourses, provided they do not disturb the natural and indigenous character of the wetland or watercourse by removal or deposition of material, alteration or obstruction of water flow, or pollution of the wetland or watercourse. So again, they do involve removal of material, but it's not watercourse. And it's not disturbing a natural character of the wetland or watercourse. And so the first one under that is conservation of soil, vegetation, water, fish, shellfish, and wildlife. And it says such operational use may include, but is not limited to, minor work to control erosion or to encourage proper fish, wildlife, and silviculture management practices. So that's where I was coming from, but I actually have multiple of these if others want.
Which one are you looking at?
So it's 211.4, and then it's section
So that's
B.
from the state
So
statute?
It's not going to be in that Farm Bureau thing because it's not the farming exemption. It's right after that. It's Part B of the permitted uses as of right and non-regulated uses. So there's two non-regulated uses that are different technically than permitted uses as of right.
Did you
So
look
that's
at?
what you're saying, it's a permitted use of right.
Well, I'm saying the second part of this. So the gravel parking lot likely would be a permitted use of right as an agricultural. The in-stream work to remove the culvert and fill, I find most fitting with a non-regulated use that's a conservation activity. It doesn't require it be farming. It's just that it's like to the benefit of
To the
the
benefit,
stream.
that it's going to benefit in the end for conservation.
Yeah, but
Reasons.
let me send. If anybody else wants to look at this, it's this B on the back here. But that's where I was coming to. But I don't get to make the decision either. So I should probably take some of what I just
Made
made
up my mind.
I am too.
So,
No,
can I bring up?
no, it's not a stream, you said, right?
Sounds like they're having
It's
fun.
intermittent stream.
It's a stream bed.
essentially-
It's a pipe.
Right,
It's a
the
pipe.
water's going through the pipe now, but the pipe is going to be removed. But then,
Well,
so
there's
they're
two
not-
things. There's the pipe removal, and then there's the bridge. So there's a new stream crossing.
But there's no disturbance there, because we're spanning it. So we're outside of the wetland with the creation of the new crossing.
Yes, that was the other thing that came up because I think at first the town attorney thought we were creating a crossing that might involve fill, but there's no fill required for the crossing. It's fully spanning the stream and the wetland. That part of it, the farm road itself, and I guess we could discuss that more specifically. The farm road itself would more clearly meet the exemption because it's a farm road directly related to farming activity, but it's not involving fill. If they were putting new fill in a pipe in, I would argue that's not exempt, that would need a permit. But because the new road they're making doesn't require fill in the wetland or any work in the wetland, to me that one would be exempt. The ironic thing is the more challenging one is the restoration part of the other. Yeah.
I'll throw this out there. If the pipe's the hang up, we can leave it.
No,
I mean, it's the pipe's not the hang up for me, and honestly, like the outcome is kind of irrelevant. I mean, I think this project can and should go forward. It's just about like whether it requires a permit. I mean, I don't know. I was trying to do my own homework in between the last meeting and this meeting, and this was the document that
I was
for me
focused on just the agricultural exemption at the time, and not thinking of these other.
The Connecticut Farm Bureau 2014. So there's essentially FAQs in here, and one of them is constructing or improving a farm road in or near a wetland or water course which is essential to my farming operation. Is this considered a permitted as of right activity? And the answer, according to the Farm Bureau, the construction or improvement of the farm road through a wetland or water course may be considered as of right, but any fill, culverts, bridges, etc. utilized to stabilize the roadbed may require a permit. This determination lies with the Municipal Wetlands Commission. So that's like the crux of what we've been debating between last month and this.
But there is no fill, or see, this does not include any of those things. So it is a permitted use.
Well, it includes construction
Of what?
Of a bridge.
Not in the wetland.
Right.
No, I think.
That's the key. That's not. There's no direct wetland disturbance associated with the bridge construction, so
Right.
it's still exempt.
Yeah, I think that probably where they're doing that frequently asked questions, they're maybe not being as specific as they should be because it's
But
generally.
this is for wetlands and watercourses. I mean, nobody's building a bridge in a watercourse. They're spanning the
correct.
watercourse.
Yep.
So that's why, like,
So that would also be a permitted use as a right, because there's no, where it says culvert in the wetland, yeah, that's, you're filling the wetland or the stream with a pipe, so there's fill involved there, so. If you're gonna span it and not,
I mean,
Because I think maybe you're jumping from, like, I don't have that in front of me, but the main language of the exemption is saying roads are exempt, and there's language, none of this should be interpreted to include fill in a wetland. And then, so then the question that brings is, well, what if the road requires fill in the wetland? And I think that's where the frequently asked questions come in more so, saying like, okay, if I have a road, you need fill. Generally speaking, it seems counterintuitive. There's been a couple of court cases about it because how do you make a road without fill? This is a very narrow, this is not the norm because it's a very channelized, narrow watercourse that you can easily span. But more often you're going to have, if you're crossing a stream, you're going to have some amount of wetland disturbance, like even if it's just like a bridge abutment or something in the wetland. So in my mind, when they go to that frequently asked questions, they're trying to tackle that issue of, okay, we've got a road that's exempt, but there's fill in the wetland. How do we cope with that? Because otherwise, roads are specifically exempt.
so you're saying a farm can build a bridge over any watercourse or wetland as long as the footings of the bridge start and end outside of the footprint of...
I think so, as long as it's a farm road required for the farm operation, then
I mean, I personally don't agree with that, but
Okay.
it's irrelevant. It really is.
Yeah. Well, if you read like the main,
And I'm not an attorney, so I don't get to
Yeah. And I
argue it
should-
in court. So
I should grab that in front of me, but if you don't go to the frequently asked questions yet, because I think that frequently asked questions trying to deal with that little like issue that comes up of it's a road, so it should be exempt, because like the statute calls out, the provisions shall not be construed to include road construction not directly related to the farming operation. So it's been widely interpreted by courts that means road construction directly related to the farming operation is exempt. Where the only time you get into trouble with that is if there's fill in the well, and that's like anytime I've gone to all these like legal updates, that's the eternal question of what if you have a road and how do you build a road without fill, and that's always the issue that comes up. That I've never heard it questioned if there's no fill. That's usually like, oh, phew, there's no fill, but I can see how that frequently asked question is confusing.
I mean, I'm just saying it's not a direct impact to the wetland, but it still could be deemed a permitted activity. Which again, like, I don't know how that really changes.
If a farm road's clearly exempt, then I don't know how you get there if there's no direct, because the only thing that kicks something out from being exempt, like if it's something specifically exempt, you only really kick it out of being exempt if there's fill in the wetland or clear cutting a wetland. So if farm roads are exempt and there's no fill or clearing of a wetland, then I don't see, I'm missing the issue. But at least like all the training I've had, that's always the issue, is as soon as there's like any fill or clearing of a wetland.
Bring this up at the Kakiwik.
Yeah, you should, because they have that like a
Tim and Joan actually.
Yeah.
We have a unnamed site in Summers, Connecticut.
Yes, they take hypothetical questions.
Hypothetical.
They cannot
I'm good either way. I mean, I think they've got good plans here that make sense, and I'm just struggling with the interpretation, and I'm just thinking like the big picture of like we have people come in for all these upland review permits to like do very inconsequential things on their residential properties, but like
That's 'cause
we're
they're not
talking
farmers.
about.
Because it's not
Well,
farming.
I understand that.
That's the
but
next one.
This is, a water crossing to me seems like, that seems to tip the scale in my opinion. But
But even if it's above, it's not. I guess I hadn't thought of that as being a conflict. Like if the crossing doesn't actually
Yeah.
touch the wetland or water course. To me, that's always just been a non-issue. It doesn't come up often because usually a road involves fill.
is
But-
that so? Is Thrasher Brook separate? Like, does that run through this property separately, or is that like essentially the headwater of Thrasher Brook?
Is this brook named? I'm trying to remember. I honestly don't know if this is Thrasher Brook or not.
Do you think that's Thrasher Brook? Do you think that's Thrasher Brook?
Thrasher
at all?
Brook runs through there. I just don't know if it's separate, like maybe that feeds into it, or
Well, it comes down off the mountain.
so does it go through your property somewhere else then?
Yeah.
Okay. Are there bridge crossings associated with that?
There was I think there is another bridge.
I think there's another culvert on the property.
There's
culverts on the property.
Well, there's a culvert for access to a farmhouse
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
Years ago.
That's Thrasher
I think
Brook.
it is
That's
Thrasher Brook. Yeah, I think it is.
So I'm just bringing it up because, like, if it was Thrasher Brook, the Scannick River, the Connecticut River, whatever, like, if that goes through somebody's property and it's a farm, we're saying that they can just build bridges across any of those water courses.
So
And
I can't say I love everything about the agricultural exemption, but my reading of it is if farm roads are exempt and you're not doing any filling, I don't see how.
Excavating or
Yeah, I don't see how you kick it out of being exempt. So the provisions of this subdivision shall not be construed to include road construction or the erection of buildings not directly related to the farming operation, relocation of water courses with continual flow, filling or reclamation of wetlands and water courses with continual flow, clear cutting of timber, except for the expansion of agricultural cropland, or the mining of topsoil, peat, sand, gravel. You're not selling that gravel you're pulling out of the stream. Except for the expansion of agricultural cropland, or the mining of topsoil, peat, gravel, similar materials from wetlands or water courses for the purposes of sale. So to me, just reading that part of it, like a road itself would be exempt unless it wasn't directly related to the farming operation or if it involved relocating water courses or filling wetlands or clear cutting timber. And then that's where you get into the trouble of, well, how can the legislature say farm roads are exempt, but if you put any fill in the wetland or water course, it's not. And that's where the issues come up of like, farm roads exempt, fill is not, what do we do? That's usually the issue. I've never heard it challenged that just a farm road not involving fill would not be exempt.
They're not filling, are they?
No.
No, they're not.
So, I don't see an issue there. I agree this is written terribly and like is
Well, that
horrible.
was an education reading the statutes. Holy cow.
yeah,
Say you have
I think an
a
attorney wrote those.
probably.
say you have a farm, okay? The brook is running through it, and you can just drive right through it.
That's true. They could ford the river, which was
That's not damaging anything.
Yeah, drive the cattle right through it.
Yeah, you know what I
The
mean.
covered
Yeah.
wagon.
If you want to see it at our farm, you can come look.
Yeah, I suppose you could. You could just go right through it like
Yeah,
that.
that's
I
fine.
think it's a
I'm
permitted
good either way.
You know, if you're not disturbing the brook or you're not disturbing the side banks and stuff,
Yeah.
you know, and the water is just flowing through.
I think I just struggle with the
Yeah,
big
it's-
picture of like the people that we do require permits.
I know,
of,
yeah.
I
and
know. You,
Seemingly inconsequential things that they're trying to do.
right.
I mean,
Yeah,
even the
till it
land
comes
trust
to
that wants to put like a boardwalk in for a walking trail. It's like, oh, you got to come in
That's
here.
not-
And
But usually they'll come in for an exemption. I think usually we've found them exempt if it's recreational. Well, it might depend on the scope of it.
Yeah.
It's been a minute since we've had that, but
Farmers had better lobbyists.
right? Yeah, no, for real. I'm involved currently in a working group that created out of the legislature to discuss riparian buffers being, incorporated into either the wetland statute or somewhere else to set up some kind of acknowledgement that riparian buffers, like a simple thing like this no-mow area, can actually make a big difference. And that actually came up today. We had one of the meetings today, but where was I going with this? I just totally lost my own train of thought. It's that time of night.
Agriculture gets a lot of
But yeah, so they had to bring everyone to the table. So there's all kinds of, there's realtors, there's home builders, there's representatives of farm organizations, there's shellfish, and so everyone's there, and the diversity of thoughts. I'm like, this is how things are such a compromise. They get ran in such a way that it's so challenging because
except for this, and this, and
right?
Yeah, they put
this.
Yeah,
2 cents worth.
It's just impossible. How can this group ever agree on a set of it's language? It's just
they didn't.
It's impossible. It's still going on, but I don't know what's going to come of it. But anyway, I digress.
I think some towns have what do they call it? The buffer area, right? Like the do not disturb buffer set into their town regulations.
That's challenging.
But it doesn't apply to farms.
Well, yeah,
Massachusetts
it probably
does.
But yeah,
That's how
as you
the
can imagine, a
Scan-
couple
okay,
towns
yeah.
in
Scannick
Massachusetts,
River got polluted.
It's the way our statute's written. It doesn't subscribe. It doesn't give any value to riparian areas themselves and the benefits they provide. Everything you're stuck with a normal application that's not agricultural is disturbing that buffer, going to physically, chemically, negatively impact the wetland, and to have to hire an expert and for the expert to actually say that for every little small structure, like someone wants to put in a detached garage, I don't know that the expert will say that one garage is causing this impact to the whole stream system, but the sum total, it's like the death by 1,000 cuts, all of them together cause the issue. So recognizing that they're important and that they should be somehow codified in statute. But anyway, I'm going on too many tangents tonight, but
all right. Well, thank you guys for bearing
That's
through all
okay.
that.
It's good to hash it out.
I'm good.
Okay, is somebody gonna make a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve application 821 as a jurisdictional ruling determination as of right activity
I second that.
based on lengthy deliberations.
No deliberations from me.
Anything else that needs to be put in that motion, or are we all set?
I think we'll have enough discussion leading up to it. There might be a slight nuance between as of right and non-regulated between the two activities, but effectively it's the same thing. But I can make sure I'll add more to what I've got here.
Can I ask real quick, what was the zoning issue that they wanted you to pull the parking lot back?
There's actually a setback from a property line, and even though they own
It's our
both
property
sides
line.
of the property.
Oh, they're two separate parcels?
Yeah.
You don't want to combine them and
Well, I mean, we did say we can move the property. And I'm like, we don't even just give up the
Just lose
7 feet.
Gotcha. Or you couldn't do a variance? Or you didn't want to go through
Yeah,
that?
that's
Yeah.
more trouble than
Well,
work.
So we had to go to
again,
flood
we'll
planning.
nitpick on
that
certain
was-
things, and then we'll allow
More
other
red tape.
blatant things to
Yeah, I
happen
know.
without
I mean,
any
the stuff that
permit.
people get away with, I
and
think
you
you
want
guys will be
that
fine.
parking lot yesterday.
Yeah,
Yeah,
probably more about just time, right? Getting a
Okay.
bunch of guys who just want to move forward, right?
All those in favor of the
Aye.
motion?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed, none. Motion carries. Okay.
Thank you very
All right.
much.
Go home, go to bed, Tim.
Yeah, I hope you feel better.
You're feeling better.
Thank you.
Right.
It was a long night for you guys. You had to wait for that whole other one.
New business application 822, 151 Florida Road, construction of residential addition in upland review area, Ryan Horn.
And that's him again.
Hello.
You're staying.
Oh yeah, all night. I ordered a pizza.
This is just the beginning.
Well, I mean, George, he informed me like even if you couldn't even approve tonight if you wanted to, which
Right.
I was like, oh man.
Oh, I'm sorry if I didn't explain that.
I didn't understand that. I'm like, oh man.
Oh, that's what I was saying too, though.
My dad's never getting out of my living room.
But you're still working on the formal plans anyway, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's why I thought, okay, it wasn't the end of the world if you didn't have them tonight because they can't approve it anyway. So but I might not have articulated that.
Okay.
But it's only the farming kind of stuff that can be approved the same day.
You don't want a jurisdictional.
Well, you know, I plant some stuff here. Well, one, I was shocked to find out there were wetlands.
And apparently not wetlands, but just the water course.
It's a
Because he did have a soil scientist out there.
It's a pipe from the street to the ditch that
really?
the town dug.
On the Florida Road property?
Yeah.
But you grow plants and everything.
Right. Yeah, I'm selling stuff. You want to come buy a pasta?
Just dig it up and
Yeah, pick any one you want.
like pick your own pasta.
Pick your own pastas.
Or you put in addition.
That's what the deer do.
Okay.
Yeah, I need a first floor bedroom and bathroom for my father who moved in with us a couple months ago. That's the plan.
Well, maybe we can push this.
Yeah, that's on the review area, huh?
So, do I present this? Is this how this works?
Yeah, and I can jump
I
in
don't
and
have
get
any
in
paid
trouble.
consultants for this one, I guess. Yeah, so, I mean, in my application, basically, I'm hoping you guys have seen it, or, what I put together. I mean, I pulled this off the GIS map, and so, like, this little triangle here, this is, I guess, the inland wetland, is that what it's?
And so he did have a wetland scientist out, a soil scientist out
Yes.
to delineate. And so this is a rough drawing while he awaits a formal site plan.
Yeah, which they were out there on Friday and today, and they said,
Okay.
"Oh yeah, we should be done by this Friday." So I didn't realize there was this review period.
yeah.
And I'm like, "Hey, can you guys possibly approve it on the contingency that the site
legally
plan?"
they can't,
Yeah,
unfortunately. Sorry about that.
I'm getting an education. Anyway, I mean, this is my home on Florida Road, and this was I guess the area in question. So there's a pipe that runs from a culvert on Florida Road about halfway down. I think it's about 160, 170 feet. Again, I'm using Google Maps and GIS. I'm sure the site plan will be very accurate. And that goes into a drainage ditch or intermittent water course that just continues on down. And so basically this is the addition would fall within the 100 feet of that. I estimated, again, the corner of the back corner of the addition, it's about a little over 400 square feet. About 63 feet from the opening of that pipe. There's an example. There's a shot from the road. And did you distribute these to them?
I emailed it.
Okay. So this is a shot from the road down the property line. There's a closer shot.
Right. Did you say the back corner?
Yep.
What's
Did
that?
you say the back corner is roughly? Did you say a distance?
The back corner of the proposed addition's approximately 63 feet or something from the pipe opening. I assume there's nothing that's going to go in through the pipe along the. And so that's soil scientist was out, and his report I sent to you a couple days ago, and he's like, there's this isn't wetlands anymore. It's established lawn. I mean, We've been there 15 years, and it was
So we'll have a plan by next month.
That's the plan anyway.
So I mean, this is the plan. I've got
Because we can't act on it till next month
Yeah.
anyway, so.
my builder. I'm working with Chapter Lane Builders out of East Long Meadow. They're one of the few that would actually call me back. It's amazing.
Isn't it terrible?
Yeah. I tried to go with a couple guys in town, and they like.
Chapter Lane, they're good.
Well, yeah.
You're
So
gonna-
far, they've
you're
been
gonna
great.
Pay, but they're good.
Yeah, I'm shocked that this edition is costing more than my first home.
Yeah.
I can believe it.
That's what
Chapter Lane kind of put this together just to try to also provide some perspective, along with some rough drawings. I don't know if this is germane to.
That's
for
the
you guys.
existing house.
That's the existing house, yeah.
We don't usually get
That's
into
the
architecture.
Okay.
But if they're interested.
Do you have any suggestions?
I think the, like a basic plan like this with the addition and the pipe and whatnot, and
What about that?
is this
there
like
that you have there in your?
This.
No.
Oh,
that.
this.
Show that to him.
Oh, well, this is my.
Would that be more helpful?
This was from my. I had to do the 100B
Oh, the septic.
septic
Yeah.
Okay.
testing or whatever.
related to this, or that's
It was related. Yeah, I'm
okay.
finding all kinds of ways to spend money I didn't know I had to. Like, wait, I got to test it in case it fails.
this is because you're adding.
Because I'm
another
adding a bedroom.
Yeah.
Well, they have to. Oh, right. Yeah, and then like often they have to show that if their septic system failed, that they're not occupying the only available
Reserve
reserve
area,
area. That there's
yeah.
some other reserve areas.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, like,
So is this like slab on grade, or you put like full foundation footings for this addition?
it's full foundation footings because that side slopes.
Okay.
And I'm like, oh, I might as well put the basement, attach it to the basement to get that space.
So if I didn't already say it, on the plans as they're working on them, they should add erosion controls on there.
Yeah.
And like where they're going to stockpile material, like soil temporarily during construction,
Okay.
just to have that all on there. And then it's just
Your
clear.
pen.
Should be handy. Now I can't remember what I've said or not. But,
Where are they going to stockpile the
Erosion control.
erosion control?
All right.
I don't know if they'll access, they might not, based on location, they might not use your driveway, they might want to enter from the road elsewhere. If they do that, they should just have like a stone construction entrance.
Okay.
So they're not bringing a bunch of sediment out into the road. They might be able to branch off from your driveway and not.
Nah, I mean, the road's the most logical.
Yeah,
Stone entrance.
so just to have that all on the plan and
Pile, soil. Okay.
make it easier to act on it next month.
Okay. All right. There you go. Yeah, I don't know. What else do you need to know?
Pretty straightforward. I think we just need
That's
to see the
about
plan
it.
and
Okay.
yeah.
So I'll should have the plot plan.
Yeah.
Hopefully done on Friday.
Yeah,
And-
no, don't sweat it now.
Right, I guess I got a whole
it's
month.
like- yeah, yeah.
So does that? So assuming I get that, so next meeting I could
It would be approved.
approve. Okay.
I wonder if we're gonna, what if we don't have any other agenda items for next month?
If you might want a special meeting or something.
Yeah.
Can I come around to your houses? To see what's going on?
We've,
So technically they
We would all
can.
meet.
we've done meetings in the parking lot when it
Yeah.
was just to approve something quickly,
Okay.
in between
Yeah,
meetings.
you want to get
We
started,
would do it
huh?
for you.
They have to wait at least 14 days. But so technically their meetings are a month apart. They could have meetings in between every 14 days. So that would be like the one way to speed it up slightly.
That would be a super special meeting.
Yeah.
I'll bring coffee, donuts.
Puppies.
Trying. I don't have any puppies. I got 2 cats. So.
I'm allergic.
They're nice Maine Coons.
I have a
Did
big
you want to
one.
have a
Oh, yeah?
special meeting?
30 pounds.
Yeah,
you
ours
wanna
are
have
only
one?
about 20,
want a cat?
22.
A special meeting?
Wow,
Oh.
that's a big
It's a
cat.
big boy.
Well,
We have to wait
It's a
2
bad sign
weeks?
if the computer went to sleep that I haven't been typing in.
Or if probably wait and Joanna to see
There's
if the
nothing like a
site plan's ready, right?
Yeah, you know, I mean, because I'm not opposed to a special meeting, but, or does that give time to get what's still coming in for you to look
The
at?
plot
So the
plan?
strange timing of this is that I'm going away for like the first time in forever, but I'm going to be away, well, next week's Veterans Day, then I'm away the 12th through the 19th for a week, but it's like 2 half weeks basically. So,
We don't always have you at.
right, I just,
Right.
if he submits something, I'm not actually like going to be in town again until after I'm back. But,
Would
you
Mike
won't
be
have
able to
it.
distribute to them?
well, I'll be around Monday, like in my office, so I can look at it if you've like emailed me something.
This coming Monday.
Yeah. So I'll be around electronically Monday.
I mean, we could plan on one, and if it doesn't all come together, we would let you know, and then, or maybe we could at least move into the next week.
It has to be 15 days, right?
Or at least 14.
14.
I mean, so Wednesday the 19th would be the
Wednesday,
Yeah.
19th.
earliest that.
I'm available.
Is this on the assumption that there's no new business for December?
Yeah,
With that-
I mean, because right now.
Oh, I like that song.
Something else could come in.
Tell my
Right.
But
grandfather
if
this
it's
an
not
Elvis fan.
Yeah.
urgent,
Oh, yeah.
Joanne can accept it
Okay.
as an
Even if we
obligation.
cancel the meeting, we can still receive it.
But again, if it was a super quick meeting,
Yeah.
it would just be an extra.
Yeah.
And then we might still have the December meeting if a bunch of stuff came in.
Yeah.
So why don't we tentatively plan?
Okay.
I don't know if Wednesdays are better for you or what. I will be back here on the 20th if that gives a little more assurance of like
but
I could review the plan more. or
Well,
something.
does that give you time if you've been away? To
I mean,
do
I
that?
don't anticipate it being terribly complicated, but if you're able to get me the plan, if they do have it for Friday, I could look at it Monday,
Okay.
and then
Well, we can hold.
I can
off.
email you all.
Yeah, we can hold
Yeah.
up. Is anybody available Thursday if that worked out better for...
The 20th?
Yeah.
I'm available.
I'm available on the 20th.
You are?
I think so.
Okay, I am. Okay, so either the 19th or the 20th. And if there's no questions for you, you don't even have to come for us to just
Okay.
Yeah,
approve
as long
it.
as we have a quorum,
Yeah,
we
it's just
should
that we
be
have to have four
okay.
people here.
Oh, I feel
to-
bad. If you guys show up and I don't.
Yeah.
You don't want the donuts and the
We-
coffee?
We've never had anybody show up when we've done our
No.
quick special meetings in the parking lot. We don't even come into the building.
Oh,
If-
okay.
If we already know what's going on
Yeah.
and there's no issues and Joanna's kind of cleared it,
Yeah.
it's really just legally we have to take the vote and we can't
Yeah.
do it until 14 days.
And that's if, we've posted this agenda and had this meeting, if someone wanted to intervene on an application and, had a concern about it, it gives someone that time to submit a petition, which has only ever
yeah.
happened with like the gas station. But,
and
one other, yeah.
We only have to post the special meeting 24 hours in advance, right?
right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. So,
But we
yes,
might-
I would
we
just
might
have to be able to
know-
post
we
it.
might know by Monday. I mean, otherwise, couldn't I ask somebody else?
That's true. I could always draft an agenda and
Which is going to be one item.
right. It's really deleting the old
It
items
has
off
to
this.
be
and-
okey posted, yeah.
And we're talking November 20th or to November
19th or
19th.
20th,
Yeah.
yeah.
I'll write myself a note.
Yep. Okey-doke.
And so if you do get the stuff in and she is able to look at it Monday, then we can certainly meet the 19th. It's just that's the earliest.
Okay.
If she needs more time or there's any concerns, then she's back the 20th and she can address them and we could still hopefully vote that night. So
I think
it doesn't help you a
I
whole
appreciate
lot.
the consideration.
It just gives you
Well, that
just
way you can get
2
going.
weeks sooner.
Yeah.
So I think
Well, it might make a difference with the weather coming.
Yeah.
so.
Sure.
For sure.
So I think it kind of hinges on if you could give me the plan
Yep.
over the weekend or whatever, then as long as I can take a look at it Monday and then we can work on
But
trying to
you-
set up
Before
a
the
special
ground
meeting.
freezes.
She won't be here. She'll be, you just have to get it to her electronically.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
no
if you
problem.
could, if
Well,
you could email.
we've gotten used to that communication.
Yeah.
We've been doing a bit of
You're
that.
saying get the engineering firm to email you a PDF.
Okay.
And then you can email that to me, and I can look at it. And then we can figure out if we can do a special meeting.
So again, what you're looking for is the plot plan with the addition, like, on it.
yeah.
You're not looking, you don't need like the electrical.
The
No.
blueprint, the
No,
blueprint.
but showing,
You know, showing the
yeah, showing kind of like the lawn area. I don't know if part of that's wooded,
Where
and
the
then
house
like
is
where
and the
erosion control is going to be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where material will be stockpiled.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
And
just to really, sorry. Go.
oh no, I'm sorry. And they should show the channel, and did the soil scientist? I know he said there were no wetlands. I don't know. Did he actually mark the banks of the
He
channel?
did.
Okay,
He did.
So yeah, the surveyor hopefully picked up those.
Yeah. Yeah, he marked, I mean, you can see some of his flags.
Yeah. Okay. Good. And so your surveyor hopefully picked those up when they were out there the last couple of days, and they show that in the plan, and then what you jotted down about erosion controls
Oh, this
and. Erosion controls and
Yeah.
any soil stockpiles, which should also have erosion control around them to prevent soil from getting to the stream.
What's this?
And usually that erosion control is kind of the limit of work, so to speak, that so we know how far out any grading might have to occur or any disturbance.
Okay.
And yeah. But yeah, if they could get that together Friday or
I guess that's the driveway.
at
anyway,
least
so
over the weekend,
His driveway, his
um,
land.
that layer is
then we
always
might be able
so
to
off
do
property
something
What's
to
this?
expedite a little bit.
The
A swimming
property
pool.
lines don't line up.
Okay.
Which has mysteriously lost a bunch of water. It might be its last year.
Uh-oh.
Looks like a flat.
Something.
How old is your father?
86.
Yeah.
So.
And you submitted the building permit application.
Yes.
Okay.
Well, so they're communicating with Mike, and apparently my windows need to be 3 inches taller.
What?
So, like, really? Like, yeah, apparently for egress, you need
So you can climb up.
5 square feet. I'm like, if I crawl out that window, well, it's not going to be my dad. It's going to drop 8 feet.
You need to have the emergency ladder.
Yeah, but anyway, so yeah, they're going back and forth, but obviously he can't issue a building permit until it clears conservation, and I mean he needs the plot plan needs to be done anyway for the permit. So
Yeah.
I'm getting quite the education. I've never built a house. I guess I'm not building a house, but
Now you know.
now I know, and man, it's
A lot,
outrageously expensive.
especially now. With
And they were the cheaper ones.
Yeah.
Chapdelaine, which was
Well, they do good quality work, though.
yeah. And you know what? I've gotten to know the family. I mean, they've been in,
Yeah.
they
Before Meadow.
celebrated 100 years in being in business,
Yeah.
and so now I'm like basically working with the fourth generation, the son and his dad, who was the
I
third
thought you
generation.
did kitchens. Is
They
there-
do.
There's two
Just two of them.
Chapdelaines.
Okay.
Well, they've got they build they've got a cabinet
Yeah.
business, I guess.
Yeah,
and
they do it.
actually, really nice, down to earth guys.
Nice.
So
Yeah, but
if you're
they are-
looking,
they are
say,
expensive.
check them out.
All I need is somebody to do a deck. I mean, I've been working with one that just doesn't respond. And the other one called me when I left a message and said, yeah, we'll set up a time. And so I called back, and that was June.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I thought. Well,
They're busy, I guess.
yeah, I called 5 builders, and like 2 of them were in town.
Yep. And they're the worst at responding.
I finally got a call back from one. I said, all right, let's talk, and then never heard it back again.
Exactly.
The other guy never even called me back.
Really?
I should feel lucky. I have 3 quotes on redoing my kitchen room.
So Chapdelaine called me back, and someplace out of southern Connecticut, there was a company that called me back, and they drove up here, and I was looking at, I'm like, I'm going to spend this much money. I'm going to at least get 2 quotes.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, dear God, yeah.
And,
Yeah.
Chapter Lane actually came in lower than the guys
Well,
out.
they're East Long Meadow, this region.
Yeah.
You're
Well,
smarter to go with somebody local.
And that's what
Yeah.
I've, it certainly makes sense now because I can go to their office.
Right.
They can come to mine really easy.
Right.
And,
Yeah.
and so it's been, not that the other builders were bad, they're just more than an hour away.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
All
Did you
right.
try
All right.
T-Square? Big T-Square
Did-
builders? Never got back to you?
Oh,
well,
they
there was the
never-
one that called and then didn't call me
Didn't.
back.
Never thought that exactly the same
They're
thing
always
happened to me.
Geez, I guess I better give up
And now that I
They're
know,
trying to
always
get them to
busy.
come out to look at my kitchen then.
I'm not even
Okay.
at home again.
There's a guy that just
Use it
moved
as
in
leverage
across
to
the
get what
street
you
from me.
Yeah, really, I could.
He's, I don't know what kind of builder. I mean, you
just
could
double
probably go
size
and
your
look
deck.
at it and see what he does.
Exactly.
But I know
half the
his truck
price.
is out there and
Hmm.
some of the time, so he's not out every day, you know.
Well, I've already written the first check to Chapter Lane. So.
They're a big group. I mean, they're going to have a crew come out there. So
Yeah.
You don't want 2 guys doing it.
So-
You want a crew out there.
I'm hoping they can get it done
Yeah.
by June.
Well, get a deadline from them
And-
of when they anticipate they can get
Well,
it
they said they can, but they're like, but we have to get started.
Yeah, well,
and so this is
yeah.
kind of because
Yeah.
I'm trying to get this done before my daughter comes home from college, so we can have the summer to just
Yes.
relax. Because part of this is we're gonna do an enclosed a porch overhang on the patio, so it'd be a nice place to hang out. I can put some screen up so we don't get eaten alive by mosquitoes.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
it's we'd kind of like to enjoy that.
Does he have a mobility issue or?
I mean, he's got 86-year-old knees. And so,
That's what mine feel like.
2 or 3 times a week, he's got to climb our stairs to use our bathroom to take a shower. We've got a half bath on the first floor.
Yeah.
And he's kind of taken that over, which is fine. And I put 2 doors on our living room so he can have private, that's his bedroom as of the moment.
Right.
And,
Yeah.
but, and that works
Yeah.
fine.
Yeah.
But it's
Maybe not long term.
it's not the greatest. And it's
And are you thinking about the design of what you'll do in the future?
yeah, I mean, we're designing
What those
it.
rooms will be used for in the future?
Eventually my wife and I will move into
So
the room
then that
we're
will
building.
become a big master bedroom on the ground floor for you guys too someday.
Oh, yeah,
Okay.
absolutely.
All right. Okay.
It's like
we saw that.
someday I'm going to have 86-year-old knees.
Yeah, yeah.
Hopefully not for a while.
Exactly, yeah.
Okay. I think, unless you have any other questions for Joanne, I think you're all set.
Yeah.
Okay.
with us then.
Thank you
And
so
Good
much.
luck.
I appreciate your time,
Yeah.
consideration.
Yeah, just email me when you can.
I will do that.
Okay.
And
We'll get our meeting together.
have a good night.
Thank you, you too.
Donuts and hot chocolate. We'll see.
Okay.
Could I have a motion to add to the agenda, approve, meeting dates for 2026?
Thank you. Okay, I make a motion to discuss or approve meeting dates for the 2026 year. Is that what you're asking?
Yes.
Okay. Anybody
I'll
want to second?
second.
I didn't
Thank
look at the
you.
dates,
One
but
second.
But this is just to add it to the
Discuss,
agenda.
yeah.
Okay. All those in favor?
Aye.
A meeting dates.
So
for
it's the
next year.
first Wednesday of every
A
month.
meeting dates for next year.
Oh, sorry, I have them
I
printed in.
didn't bring it with me, but I looked at them.
I
So
didn't
is
make a
April
copy.
1 an issue for you then?
Like
Because
potentially.
if it is, we can, or what we could do if necessary is leave it, and then if we have to cancel and do it the next week.
Thank you.
Joanna, would you want us to do it that way?
Do you
Either
want
way.
to do April Fool's Day?
It's
It's a holiday.
Yeah.
It's a religious holiday.
So I was just, it may be an issue for me. It might be all right, but typically it's the first Seder of
Yeah.
Passover.
So we can either plan it for April 8th, provided that's not like a school vacation week or anything.
It's not. I did
Sounds
check that.
really-
Okay.
Unless you wanted to do it for the 1st, and then if we have to, we'll cancel and reschedule for the 8th. Would it be better, do you want us to do it for the 8th?
Let's just automatically reschedule it.
All right,
And move it to
do
the
it for
April 8th.
And the
So
only
we're
issue
gonna
I
do
could
the
think of
8th,
was
okay.
sometimes cemetery meets in here. And Dan, when does WPCA meet? Sometimes it's on Wednesdays or
Usually on Mondays.
okay. Like I was going through the calendar this year, and sometimes cemetery meets, but it's unclear. There's always like
They can
this
go
lovely room too, but
We'll put them in
the
there.
problem is they meet. I think they meet at like 6 or 6:30, so they're like here first.
Oh, okay.
Well, we could put a sign that says "Reserved for Conservation
Yeah.
Commission."
Right, but also if I get us on the maybe if I get us on the calendar first, because
Yeah.
Early bird
Okay.
gets the worm.
Okay. All right, motion to approve the dates.
I make a
as-
motion to approve the proposed meeting dates for the Conservation Commission for the year 2026.
I'll second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All right.
I don't have an audience.
2026.
Right in that piece.
I'm 26, I'll turn 80.
Really?
Yeah.
Nuh-uh.
Party.
When? What date?
August.
August. Oh.
Put it on the agenda for the August meeting.
Yes.
Bringing cake.
Green cake.
Bring cake.
Don't put candles on it.
No?
No, there's a fire code here.
It won't fit.
I assume you have a report, Joni.
Yeah.
We'll get to it.
Yeah. Okay. Not too much. Let's see. I think I spoke at the last meeting about 90 Old Hampton Road. It's a raw land site that that there had been a plan for long ago, subdivision plan, and there's wetlands on the lot it was divided off from. They don't actually extend onto this lot, but just part of the upland review area does. And the owner now is proposing putting the house way in the back of the property with a long snaking driveway all the way back. I still haven't received new plans. It likely won't have to come here because I think she'll be able to stay out of the upland review area. I think it'll just be a erosion control nightmare, but and it involves just
Is it going to be worse than the one on 190?
I don't know. It'll involve a lot of clearing, which is unfortunate. But
Is that the same road that the Giuliano's?
yeah, it's across the street, basically.
Like right across the street?
Roughly, yeah.
Oh, I wonder if that's the woman that spoke at the hearing. Somebody that has owned
Oh,
the
and
land.
there's two sites
yeah.
across. I did actually hear from a woman at the other lot next door that's
Oh,
also
okay.
still raw land. That one actually has the wetland on it, but I haven't seen any plans for that one or anything. But I guess those two have been kind of sitting there for a while.
But
And
doesn't zoning have a limit to the slope? But to the amount
So the
of
driveway
land,
can't
eliminate
exceed-
the amount of clearing?
I don't think for clearing, I don't think so. But just in terms of like impervious cover, and then the driveway slope can't exceed 10% if it's not paved or 15% if it's paved. But so they end up doing this like slalom up the hill.
Because they have money in that part of town.
Yeah. So I haven't seen. I had seen a new plan, but then I asked them to incorporate. It wasn't fully fleshed out with all the details I would want, so they're working on that. But I haven't walked it yet. But otherwise, it's been just a surge of new pools and sheds and decks, and I've been after all the pool companies in particular to provide erosion control plans a lot for in-ground pools. I've also started checking in with some active sites about stabilizing prior to winter. It's tough now because, construction used to like shut down for winter, and now no one really wants to stop over the winter, but it can get pretty messy. But people look at you if you're crazy if you ask them to temporarily seed a site. And then I did issue one minimal impact permit for a shed at 40 Brayburn. I went out there. I knew it looked like there was wetlands somewhere on the property. They hadn't been delineated, but I did my best to give it the sanity check and figure out where the wetland roughly was and how far they were. And they were right on the edge of 100. I think they were, I couldn't say precisely where it was. They were so close to 100 feet. Just on an abundance of caution, I issued a minimal impact permit because it was a smaller structure. And then 44 Broadway, that's the one at the very end of Broadway on the cul-de-sac that has a long driveway up the hill. That one, they had gotten a permit to build the house. The house took a long time to build, and somehow things transpired not exactly to plan. They ended up coming back here to revise to modify the wetland permit to incorporate a few additional items, and but we placed a bunch of conditions on it because there was some areas where they had cleared a little more than they were supposed to, or the wetland markers weren't where they were supposed to. So we had a list of things, plantings and more posts and a little bit of grading and stabilization. So I've now been back out there twice, and the wetland items are now all resolved. I just have still a minute, and so the bond was released for the wetland items. I just have a small bond left because there's a portion of the site that's not got lawn on it yet. It's like pretty gravelly and bony, and so they're going to work on that. But otherwise, as far as wetlands go, 44 Broadway's off my list of ones to keep an eye on. And then the other item that has come up is 330 South Road.
Yeah.
I can't remember if we talked about this at the last meeting or not.
We did.
I've been trying to communicate with the property owner. I did have a couple of conversations, but this is one where when this evolved because a neighboring property was up for sale that runs behind this property, and people were inquiring about it and what they could do on it, and they knew there were some wetlands, and they wanted to know what they could clear, or if they could have horses, all kinds of things. And I took out a subdivision plan and showed where, because fortunately this had been in, modern day subdivided, and we had a good plan showing the wetlands on these two properties, and 330 South Road had been carved off from the larger property. And so I was showing them where the wetland goes through, and it just goes right through 330 South Road also, and where that wetland is looks rather disturbed from an aerial. And I can show you pictures. But I have kind of a progression of aerials. So I have not been granted access to the site. I was hoping to be able to.
Where is it on South Road?
It's on the corner of is it Billings?
Billings Road.
Yeah, Billings.
On the corner of Billings.
Billings
Okay.
and South Road, okay.
So
Tulloch. Tulloch. T-square.
Oh, it's a T-square?
And he's got heavy equipment in the wetlands. He's cleared a lot of trees.
So
He's done a lot. He's put fill in.
and there's a
And
history
he won't,
there.
He won't allow. And
Yeah.
I don't know how legally he can do that, because if he's got a wetland violation, there should be what's the purpose of having us if
We'd have to go through all the steps. Like usually, step one is I try to get cooperation and
well you have
get access
You've
on
been
the
trying
site.
for months.
Yeah, and try to get on the site and work on it collaboratively, try to resolve it. But if not, then I'll have to issue, depending on what the commission wants to do, how you want to pursue it. The steps would probably be a notice of violation, a cease and desist if no response to the notice of violation, or cease and correct probably, and then.
The problem
You have to
is
go
that he's
through the
not
whole
being
thing.
cooperative.
Yeah.
You've been trying. I think it had to be early September when you first
Is
showed
he
me.
working back
So,
here, or
I'm not sure about
parking stuff?
I'm not. There was definitely work done. Right now,
Well, and it was
I'm not
working
sure if it's
over the
actively being
property
done.
line onto two different
the most recent one?
property owners. He had cleared stuff on their land.
So
did they come and complain?
no, it was that That came up though as people were looking at the property. I think they observed there was encroachment onto the adjacent property. But my understanding is they did a quick claim and
So that now he
sold that
owns
land to
it.
him, like the areas that he was encroaching. But so this might play like a flip book a little bit. So there's been a progression over time where, and he had, like the property owner had come to wetlands in the past before my time for different things like a crossing, which seemed to be after the fact, and originally for building the house. Like it was known that there were wetlands on the site. So there's, here's South Road and like buildings along the side, I think.
Yeah.
And then, so there's this pond now and back, but this was a natural wetland through here. And so you can kind of, I could pass this around, but it's kind of a progression through time. On the back, I have the dates. But it basically progresses to where this back area that's wetland looks like this now.
Oh, geez,
where
yeah.
it's like,
Holy smokes.
looks like the moon.
It's just another case of
But
do what you want and hope
my
you don't
land
get caught,
Or if
and
you
then
wanna-
don't cooperate, and yeah. I've seen these.
But it's kind of over time, it's this gradual thing, and the trees have come down, and the what I'm told by the property owner is that it's like crushed stone, and it was to stabilize the site because he parks equipment back there, and that it was known to the prior wetland agent that equipment's parked back there. And I wouldn't necessarily dispute that, but there's a difference between parking equipment and putting fill in the wetland. So I bring this to you.
Oh, boy.
But so I have been able to have a couple of conversations, but I have not been allowed to visit the site.
These photos are via that town subscription.
Yeah, the near map.
So that has, like how recent, what's the most recent photo?
I think I have April in there. There's available September, but I don't think I have that in there.
So is it like a couple times a year they update it, or what?
Yeah, it's like every spring and
Okay,
it's like every April and September usually.
gotcha. And you can scroll back through time, like
You can see
via,
how he's expanded.
yeah.
Have you had a verbal conversation with this
Yeah.
Yeah, he won't allow
And,
her on the land.
and you said, I'd like to come out and see it, and he
Yep.
says no.
Yeah.
He says
You
no.
can see enough
Yep.
right here. Do we
So
know?
usually that's unusual. Usually we can figure something out.
Especially a builder who's coming to town,
Yeah.
who's in town, who, I mean, we approved his daughter's cute little
Right.
house with the cute little animals out in the front. I mean, it's adorable.
Who has
But-
animals right up to the
And-
wetlands.
This was the, like, let's see, was this plan from the subdivision, grading plan? So this was an original plan, but here's, the wetland area. And then this has been drawn on because at some point they came back to wetlands to sort of, I guess, make the pond and a crossing, roughly. I was trying to go through the files and figure that out. But like this swath is wetlands, and that's what now looks like gray.
Parking area,
Yeah, and so the parking itself's not necessarily.
like a bridge.
So he's got his whole operation on this property, doesn't he? He's
Yeah,
got all
and
his
that's,
whole
and that's
operation.
residential.
What's the guy's name?
After
Right.
that, you can allow
T-square
to
builder.
have that much
Mhm.
equipment in
Solar.
residential.
Solar.
Probably not.
But no point going to zoning for it because it's going to
What's the
have
name?
So this shows the wetland, Joanna? Okay.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's a corridor.
Tullets?
So that whole area's been built and now
Yeah, it's
Parking
really
area.
this area here, and he's over here, but that's outside
Yeah,
of
because the
it.
pond is here roughly. That seems like at some point that was created and dug into the wetland, and I don't know for sure if that was permitted, but it was known at least at this point, I guess. And then this crossing was put in with a supposedly an 18-inch pipe and a crossing to the back. And anecdotally, from the property owner, it was known that equipment would be parked back there, but I don't see any evidence that the
in
fill
the-
was
in the
permitted.
wetland.
Or I think maybe outside of the wetland, because the wetland doesn't go all the way to the corner, but,
Yeah.
so I think maybe that was it. There's this crossing and maybe parking here, but somehow it's escalated to where this whole area,
And what's the quitclaim portion is just like a small
like a
sliver?
small area here and a small area, I think, here. I think that's what it was.
Also in the wetland?
Seemed to be, yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm not exactly sure of the new property line, but
Do you know if they have like a special use permit or something for the business operation?
not that I know
From the
of,
bottom.
but I could ask.
The gates in the back.
Well, this was 418. That's 319.
Where is this
It's
place? Where is this
316.
place?
Where is what?
Where is this place?
So it's on the
South
corner of
Road,
South and
almost where Billings Road comes in.
South Road, yeah.
He has a gate in the front of his house.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I'm kind of at this, unusual juncture because it's someone I've
He's kind of making
worked with
it
in the
a-
past. I reached out directly, so I haven't sent any letters.
He's kind of making it kind of jumpy.
Where's, does Billings show up on here or no?
It looks absolutely beautiful.
It's back
When
here,
you
it's
start
a mess.
driving in there,
Wait a
it's
minute.
like, oh gosh, what happened?
Oh, is he not
I
on
think
the?
it's
Oh,
over
is he?
here,
Oh, maybe
right?
there is one more property. He's not actually on the
His
corner. There's one
father had
more
a house behind him.
property. Let me
I think
see.
his father lived there too.
Actually, the GIS is down today, so I was having fun in the office. But
All right, so here's 420, 4 April.
Yeah, this is the
My
property
granddaughter
line.
went to school with his daughter.
That's the septic.
That's April of 19. This is
No, I think that might be the property line, right?
Yeah, this one.
this is
Is that his septic? And this is a septic for this. Yeah, because there's another house here.
Oops.
oh, maybe it's going to work now. The GIS was down all day.
Yeah, here, yeah. Septic tank.
April of 24.
Okay, here we go. I got it on the GIS. Let's see. So the aerial on the GIS is 2023, but it's pretty similar. So okay, so it's not the one on the corner. I misspoke. There's one more past it on the corner, and so it's this property, and there's one more before the corner of Billings.
Yeah.
And so this is 2023 area, so you can see those areas I was referring to of encroachment onto this larger property that it was, subdivided from, oh my God, on Billings Road that comes up and does this.
Up in the back, yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, so I wanted to see what you thought should be the next step, or how.
Should we issue a letter and say,
Oh, sorry, yeah.
I'm trying to match up this.
say that your property was discussed with Conservation Commission and photos were, it was observed that
Just to kind of document, or
Yeah, we want to make sure you're not in a
that we're
wetland.
aware, and I don't know what you can say in it.
yeah, I mean, I can issue a notice of violation. I don't think it'll get us cooperation. I think if anything, it would just be starting like a paper trail, I guess. So I guess depending on if you think there's some more we could do to get cooperation, short of that.
Just say that the commission would appreciate your cooperation.
Okay.
And permission for our agent
access,
to
yeah.
do a site visit before we pursue other,
This is a weirdly folded.
before we
We can't issue a cease and desist
could.
Okay.
I mean, it's hard.
where you stop everything you're
Totally
doing
under-
until you let us come out here.
Except we've probably done it.
Yeah, I mean, that is an option. just depending on how. It's unfortunate because usually we try to
The damage
get
is
cooperation, but it's kind of already done.
You can't threaten them with,
Can we publicly
the
shame him
town
on
attorney.
Facebook or something?
The town attorney will be in touch.
I mean, if
Would
he
be
illegally
recorded.
filled the
think
wetland, then ultimately you can make him restore the
Mitigate.
wetland, right?
Yeah.
Right. I mean, if it came down to it, and if it went the legal route and through courts, that can be quite a long process. But it has after many years, a site in Bolton that was a real disaster has been restored.
Okay, so in March of
Also-
21,
Make 'em-
he put a little bridge of some sort
donation to the-
across that
Okay. Yeah.
pond or whatever.
Like many thousands.
And
And to the
let's see, it
trust and
divided
a few other-
the two pieces of wetland. There's like a little road or something. I don't know
There's more
what
than one
that is.
house there, right? More than one
No,
house.
he's got garages and barns.
That's
and,
barns and garages
Oh,
and
okay.
other outbuildings of some sort.
Yeah, I don't know what you would put in the letter.
Well, there's he
But
spilled all the
I'm
gravel.
certainly willing to
He's
sign
gone
a
further
letter.
up the
Yeah.
back.
As the chairman saying that we would appreciate permission to the agent, before we consider what next steps that we would need to
What road
take based
road is
on
that?
photos.
It's on South Road.
Route 83.
Yeah.
You know where Billings Road is?
For
So
who?
you know how our new
Billings
permits have that
Road,
language
Where
that
the
grants us
Cedar Knob is?
permission
Yeah.
to
Country Club, yeah.
It's-
access the
He's
property?
just before
Yeah.
Is that,
Billings Road on South Road.
Oh,
Yep.
How long is
83.
that?
yeah.
Heading
Oh.
towards Arlington.
Like they're heading
towards
towards
Arlington.
Arlington.
And
Right.
Well, I just don't understand how the town,
got a
even
gate,
zoning and other folks
on
don't
the
have
front.
It looks like a gated
Right.
the ability to
property.
go
Right.
on that kind of
Yeah.
stuff.
Right.
Even if it's years later.
Public health might for
Yeah,
certain
he's before
situations
the corner.
and
Yeah.
police, but like zoning and
But
wetlands
it-
don't.
Well, the next time you talk
To after the curve,
Yeah.
I mean, I
after
wouldn't,
the curve, yeah.
I wouldn't haul him in on it yet, but the next time you talk to him, say, listen, this guy clearly has been in violation from photos. We have proof that he's filled wetlands and he's parking
Holy shit, look at that.
commercial,
He did, he filled it right up.
commercial
Just for candy
vehicles,
square.
and he's not,
That's how you know it's
he won't
done.
allow you access. If anybody has a permit before us, they have to allow.
Like, too.
Yeah,
I'm just like,
Never
I'm
touched
just
them.
say, we have to
like, all of a sudden,
go through
boom.
Yeah.
What you have, you've
got a whole
been
city
trying
here.
for months to reach
Well,
out to
then
him.
I probably have to then next would be establishing more of like the paper trail of
he's a builder.
notice
How
of
come he's
violation
got all that
and a cease
equipment?
and correct order.
Actually,
This is
though,
just
I was looking
buildings.
at the lawn. I was looking at the
I know.
lawn.
I know,
What are
yeah.
your communications so far have been like phone
Does he
calls
do
or
site
It
emails?
was
Too?
actually both.
Oh, yeah,
one
I think
in
he
person
does all of
and
that stuff,
Yeah.
too,
one
yeah.
phone call.
He likes to get on
And then he
machines.
was.
Can we hold
It's
up
one of
his
those.
permits on other projects in town contingent on
They
the
like
site
their
visit?
trucks and their
Well, he's having a
machines
heck
and
of
their
a
Oh, yeah.
bulldozers
All
and
their
their
toys.
excavators.
So, like, could the
Dan
letter
knows him, he sold him that
request,
land.
just cite that, these
Did you, Dan?
Yeah,
aerial
his
photo
daughter's got that
observations,
house on the
the
corner.
appearance of
That was
You
his.
sold
building or
them not, you
disturbance
had
in the
that,
wetland
you owned
property.
that land
That land.
originally?
No, on
a
the
site
road.
visit that you'd like to
On the
close,
road.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
not the commission's
With the
request
little,
or something like
the
that.
house came out cute.
And then,
Oh, yeah.
And the little animals there.
maybe in
She's a
addition, like,
teacher in summer.
him coming
she
to.
came.
She just had
And
babies.
if he won't let Joe in,
The
baby's
there's
right
nothing
in,
to force him to come to the
she
meeting.
took the
He's
baby.
not going to come.
No,
to
but
the
these would
meeting.
be our written
But he
requests.
take care of them, and she went back
At
to
least to
work.
have.
Yeah,
the
yeah.
answer.
Because I
What that
worked
is,
in
and
the
if he doesn't
cafeteria
respond to
for a
that,
while
Right,
in
say we,
elementary
if you
school.
could
Yeah.
either
And she's a
allow
teacher.
Joe in
Yeah.
access.
I
or
know her
we
because she went to
request
school with my
your
granddaughter.
presence at
Oh,
the-
really?
I
And
mean,
they
I think
hung
we
out
want both at the
together.
end
Yeah,
because we
well,
kind
I
of
just go
want
by
her
and I look at the
eyes
little
on as to
animals
what's
and,
actually
you know,
going
and I
on
think
there.
of he built that house for her and that's
His
nice,
word,
but,
right?
you know, you don't make a mess.
Yeah,
and you
I mean,
don't, you don't not talk
I'm not sure
to
if there's
her,
something
to
like
She was
Joni.
a
currently active
photographer
going
at
on
his
there.
wedding.
Yeah.
Like you said, it
The-
seems
the
like
daughter?
it's
Yeah.
largely been done.
Couple of
although
years,
it has been a
couple of years ago.
professionalized.
Yeah,
2 years when
yeah.
they got
That's
But
married.
the site's
That's
pretty
right.
maxed out at this point. But
Your
yeah.
wife is sweet.
But I would still think that would be some sort of a zoning violation to have all that
Yeah.
heavy
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
equipment on a
She's sharp as
residential
a
lot.
She is. She is.
Cease and desist
Yeah.
for there. It's like
I
running
see
a
her post on
business out of a
Facebook, and
residential.
I'll always do likes and hearts and things like
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
It's
But
like
it's
all over
another,
town.
it's another case of, yeah, one builder even told
Yeah, I tried that.
the guys
It
that were
was too
here
hard.
What's
that he
that?
was told by an
Working in the
attorney
cafeteria
years
in
ago,
the elementary
do what you can,
Oh, yeah.
push it,
The
get
kids
away
are
with it until you're
thinking
caught.
of the
Right.
dishes.
And that's
It
the
was-
advice they
that's-
gave.
that's
So,
what they do.
yeah.
That's what they do.
You have 5
And
hours.
we never would have
No
known
break.
about that
Wow.
if someone wasn't
Too much.
trying to
Plus I
buy
was
the
working
land
Right.
cold, too.
abutting
I
him
remember when
and
that
wanted
went,
to
we
know,
went into
Right.
to see Joanna, and
That's
then
the name of that
Joanna
school we
looked
started in, and they had
pictures
that
of the
downstairs.
land.
Started
It's
to
like,
see,
oh,
holy crap.
Yeah.
You're right.
Judy
Well,
Fuller.
And then he's
Yeah.
claiming the day that
I was in
Aspen
that
gave him permission
elementary,
to
which
do
was
all
our
this.
high school.
Remember what the town went through with
It's elementary now. We had
Moylan on his
6
property,
lunches.
which I think was
Wow.
really tied to
K
like
through
the
5th.
structures, right?
Do you
But
see-
it was also
Where-
like
where's
a,
that?
wasn't there also
Where our
like a
high
zoning,
school
like
was.
operating a business?
It's now
out of
the
a-
elementary.
You know,
school.
Oh, for, I'm sorry,
Does it
the
come
other
across
property.
my-
Yeah, yeah.
Grandson?
Yeah.
I'm just saying, like, they put him through the ringer on that, which he doesn't really have
13,
much equipment
12,
other than maybe
right.
what's in this.
Oh, he's
large
in
barn.
Maple
Right.
Davis.
Oh,
This is
yeah.
like,
He's in
you
a
know,
different
Is
school.
around the
this
wetland
zoned
park
for
and everything
business?
outside.
Is
No,
this zoned
no,
for
that's
business?
residential.
Not that I know of.
Should it be zoned for business?
Well, should he
Probably.
have business equipment on his land? No. But then again, you've got the golf course. Is that considered a business, or is that?
Well, I would
recreation?
think there's, I would think there's, they have a special zone.
Well, you know, years ago, Summers Spot Zone, because part of Field
Yeah,
Road,
but his house isn't that old.
Right.
So if that's in residential and he's just hiding everything behind where nobody can see it from the road.
I'm surprised. So, did the house behind it end up selling?
Oh, that's a good question.
I'm surprised, like the prior owners.
I think
never
it
sold
did.
anything.
They
Okay.
maybe
I think
didn't
they
even
did
know
sell it.
because they have woods there, so
Yeah,
they
but it's
maybe
pretty
didn't even
close
see
to like that back.
to their property
Parking
line.
area.
But I
there
don't-
was a gravel bank there
Oh, I
years
didn't see
ago.
that.
Oh, there was a gravel bank back there?
Many years ago,
Oh, yeah?
so my father ran it.
Oh,
Did you have a permit?
Yeah.
Oh, well, I wonder if they're, that's all in order now. That's all in order by,
Didn't see the whole
by,
thing.
That was in the
Progression.
60s.
Where is that?
what's on the bottom is
On
current.
South Road,
is
in the
current.
back. It used to be a Chase Farm.
Oh, yeah.
It was around the back. I think they came out on Billings Road.
Yeah.
This is probably the edge of their lawn.
There was a gravel bank here years
There's the
ago.
house right
Okay.
there.
Because
So-
this is wooded, but yeah, they
Yeah.
would have known that there was. Maybe they just.
But I don't know if
decided
it was
he
that
didn't do what
close
he
to
wanted
that
do.
house or not.
I mean, if there's just parking
think it was
equipment
part of
and
it,
nothing
too.
You know,
so
I
much
can,
noise,
you
maybe
can
you know,
get
I think also, you know,
gravel banks if you
Well,
want it.
you know, when it was
just
clear
gotta
and
go
everything
outside.
else.
We had a gravel,
So
big
there's
gravel
like a
bank.
crossing here.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we
Crossing
did too,
here.
and we did.
And then this is
Yeah.
just like a footbridge.
Does he have an
But
office?
Joanna's not even sure if this
Does he have an
existed a
office
while
in town,
ago,
or is his
or
office? I'll bet you
Probably
his
not.
office.
Yeah.
I'll bet you his office is there.
Whether or not
Maybe.
that was permitted.
I'll
Now,
have to
when did
Google
that-
them.
You can have an in-home office.
It's going old, so this is the newest
Right.
one.
Big gate.
But,
So,
but
so
then that
blended,
means you're,
Oh, it does on Google come up 330 South Road
bridge,
for
the bridge
Teespring.
road.
okay, so that's his office,
Yeah.
out of his
It
home.
wasn't there.
So maybe he does have like a home
17,
occupation.
20, and it was.
I don't know
there
all the
a
zoning
year
rules, but-
later,
I don't either.
so-
I
You
just was,
can
I
have
was
a
just
home
curious.
office.
Yeah,
And then,
Yeah.
I've got a home office.
oh,
You got a home office.
I don't know.
I
if
did-
that
yeah, I
was
do.
natural.
Depends on what you're selling.
That showed up
No,
on
I'm
the
not
site
selling
plan.
anything. I just do my
You're all set.
paperwork in my
Me
office.
too.
Oh, okay,
That's
so
what
that
I
was
do.
just a, yeah,
Pay my
and again, we
bills.
don't know if this
And
was
I'm
all
moving
wetland
my
and
office
he
to
may-
Ben's
But you gotta
office
imagine
now.
there's gotta be a pipe
I
there
finally
too,
cleaned out
connecting
his
these, right?
office and it's gonna
Yeah,
become
because he
mine.
was a busy guy with his
Unless this was all wetland.
wrestling
and he
and
dug it
all
Oh,
out.
golly, yeah. And he was a collector, believe me, of stuff.
It's a lot of structures on a small.
Yeah,
It is.
It's a mess.
It's not well thought out in the back. It's just like, oh, I'll add another building. Oh, I better add another one.
Yeah,
then
you can
other-
have a garage.
Right, yeah,
Yeah.
they'd store, yeah.
It almost looks like two houses, because like there's this.
Because we had
And what is
a
that?
shop, a garage,
Residential
Sure.
portion, too?
and we had a
Okay, now
house.
it's back.
Because this is all
Yeah.
paved,
Yeah,
so it could be
Maybe that's a
garages.
garage. Yeah. That's probably what it is.
So
but when
we
you're
have some
storing,
sections
but when
over
you're
there.
storing.
This looks like almost like a hoop garage. No, that's maybe that's how it is.
Should the property then be zoned residential, or a property like that be
It
zoned?
doesn't matter, no.
It doesn't
I think
matter.
under the current regs, they can get a
You
special
can
use
keep your,
permit. Keep it
keep
residential
the
and
product,
operate with a special use permit.
all your,
Oh, okay,
tractors and
if
stuff.
that was the case
You can
back then or
keep
what.
them
You
in
can.
a barn, sure.
you can,
You gotta do work.
okay, all right, well then.
And maybe
I
he
guess
has the
he's
special
le-
use
then he's
permit, nobody
legal.
knows.
So
Yeah,
he doesn't
I could
have a
ask.
wetland permit
That's
to
his
build that
stuff, you know.
wetland.
Yeah.
Let's see, did we finish with your
I
report?
think Sydney's flyer is backfiring. Oh, we're getting these violations one after another.
Did 144 Watchdog, did he ever, oh no, not 144,
I think that.
I haven't
what's
gotten
the
soil
highest
scientist
one?
sent an
A
updated-
zone?
Yeah, I have not
or
gotten that.
A1.
okay.
A is the highest, I think.
Check in.
I think that one you're
Is
limited
that,
on what you can do.
Moylan.
That's
But,
for sale. We talked about that,
All
right?
the other
Right,
zones you
but,
can do it.
There's been inquiries.
Where
He-
is that booklet?
The
And you
current
know, it's
owner
because-
needs to close out the
You know,
wetland
and
permit
probably
by
a lot
completing
more
the
stuff is
agreed-upon
probably gonna
plantings.
change
He
because so
told
many
Joanne
people
the natural
now
wetland
are
vegetation
working
is taking
from
root,
their
so he didn't do
homes.
the plantings. And he'll have a soil
That's the way
scientist
of
send
the
an
future,
updated
really. So many
report,
are working
but
out
he
of-
hasn't.
I haven't gotten
Yeah,
that.
because of COVID, that's when
Then
that
you
started.
That started,
Yeah.
yeah, but a lot of companies, I mean, a lot of people who work out
These are
of,
good-
for the insurance
good
companies
photos.
and whatever, they do their.
Yeah, I really,
Yeah, my nephew works from home.
it's like so useful
They're
to
doing
have
that,
that.
Yeah.
right.
Okay, motion to accept Joanna's report.
I make a motion to accept the staff report.
Yeah,
I'll second it.
okay. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion carries, no opposed. Okay, any correspondence and bills?
Yes, so this jumble of stuff I
We have a bill.
I have an update. The July bill that I didn't have the amount for last month had been $78.70, and then the new October bill I just got yesterday was $39.35.
From what bill?
Oh, sorry, for the Journal Enquirer.
Oh,
I'm
thank
sorry.
you. Okay,
Okay, motion to pay.
Okay, I move that we pay the bills.
I second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries.
Oh, and the correspondence I had is that there's in addition to the Kakiwik conference on the 15th, that's a Saturday, there's also now the Yukon Native Plant Conference. I don't know if that's of interest to anyone, but it's the Thursday before that. It's Thursday, November 13th. It's on campus in stores. It's a little pricey. It's $80, and it's like it's 8:45 to 3:15 all day on a Thursday. But just throwing it out there, I can't go to that. I'll be away for that as well. But they emailed the commission about it.
I have
So.
an appointment that day.
Okay.
Did you forward that one or no?
I didn't yet. I'll
Do you-
forward
I
that.
just wanted to
Is
look
it
at
at the
the
beach?
agenda.
No, I
Yeah,
gotta go
I'll
and have
send
a
that.
tooth. A root canal.
I know there's a talk about bees and pollinators and stuff like that.
I was supposed
But yeah, I
to
can
have
forward
it
that.
pulled.
Oh, actually, yeah.
Because I had
Well, I can do it.
radiation.
I managed to
They
get
said
into my
it would
email
heal.
on this thing.
Okay,
No kidding.
the
Yeah,
minutes
this
of
time they
October
had,
1.
Wow.
So now they sort of.
I did read them. I had a couple
Better
of
if
things.
they
I
can
just have to
save
find
it.
them.
Yeah, because they said it
We
doesn't
should
have
have
much life
representatives
left
from the
anyway.
zoning and
It has a
land
real
use
deep-
commissions.
Oh, oops.
And it should be zoning and.
Zoning and planning.
So that's.
And then Hampton.
Where was that? Was
Hampton.
that
That was section 4, audience
Oh.
participation.
So I just got a phone
And,
call yesterday, so we probably have
Yeah,
to
the
go.
spelling
to
of
the
Yeah,
other
Hampton
place
was
about-
spelled
and then-
correctly but not in a couple other spots.
But at least
yeah,
that
it's
they won't
not.
take a week to
And
do
you
we're
it.
get your
told not to.
checkups all the time now.
I know I'll note them in the minutes, these minutes anyway. They don't want me to revise the
I
old
get
ones, but
clean every 3 months.
so audience
every 4 months.
participation
Good girl. Good.
should say.
Oh, yeah.
Wait, we don't revise the old minutes? We just.
I always did, and then I was told not to, and just to note the changes in the next minutes.
Okay.
It's, but
I was sorry.
I got a couple other ones. You caught up with those.
I got all of a sudden I got
should
tired.
say representation from zoning and
You get
planning.
some changes on that
Anymore
minute?
now that we have
Yeah.
They're
Yeah.
going to have
Oh,
to,
yeah.
they're going to have to rewrite the town charter because now wetlands cannot have a representative from zoning and planning.
Right, there's only
because
one.
We have one board, so that screws
So
us
maybe we
up.
need another like at-large member. Another.
What? What'd you say?
Since planning and zoning were just voted in to be
One.
Combined? Oh, are they?
which I voted against, but
I
anyway.
did too.
So
It went
the
through?
charter states that conservation has to have a representative from zoning and a representative from planning, and now that we don't have two separate commissions, that kind of screws up our representation. I mean,
Sure.
theoretically, you would think one person could
Right.
do it, but that's not what the charter states. So they're going to have to rewrite somehow a section of the charter and tell us who they want us to have.
Well, we need.
So it's going to be
So
combined
is
now,
it just?
huh?
So is it?
Yeah,
I
yeah,
didn't
yeah.
know
I don't know if he's going to
do.
say who. They're going to have to come up with a new
My wife said maybe
commission.
get kicked out.
I don't
of
know who they're going to. Keeney's going to. The selectmen will choose who's going to be on that combined board.
Okay.
It's going to be all Keeney's picks
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
that's what's been happening.
He's on
Yeah.
zoning.
But then you're representing WPCA.
Well, he'll stay on because of You're the representative from WPCA, technically. You're not here as a representative from zoning.
No.
We don't have
WPCA WPCA.
water pollution control.
Water pollution
authority.
control.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's next.
He's on everything.
Wow.
Their name, and I can tell you.
Wow.
Yeah.
5 places.
So I don't know who's.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I don't know who's gonna be on this new commission.
How many members are they going to have?
7 plus
7?
alternates, and it's like they think they couldn't get enough people to serve on planning and zoning, but they're going to find 7 people who want to double their workload and have to know all the planning regs and all the zoning regs.
My wife
Well, I
said
voted
they're
for Sean.
going to throw me out. Well,
I
Yeah.
imagine. Well, they will because they need
Yeah.
to come up with a commission of 7 now.
yeah.
I was on zoning for 10 years.
Wow.
That must have been fun.
Mm.
And so you had some other changes.
Yeah,
That's how I ended up here.
old business item 2.
Okay.
So you can
You're going to be
dispute
running
this, but
anyway, you know, well.
Yeah.
there's on the printout. So there's a sentence kind of down towards the bottom that says Drew inquired about the installation of gutters. I do not recall inquiring about that, and I actually think it was you that inquired.
Ah.
Not that it matters, but
It could
I
be.
was just trying to keep the record accurate.
Let me see.
Oh, so you didn't do that, huh?
Sorry, which item was it?
So item
The
2.
fourth line from the bottom
Yeah.
on the first page.
Oh,
Drew inquired about
Oh.
gutters, silt fencing, and stuff.
okay. I don't honestly remember, and we don't have a recording. But if you think it was me, I could note that. Was there something else you inquired about that we might have?
Probably, but I don't know if it showed up in the meeting minutes.
Rain is going to start
And then,
soon.
just a thought here. So on, this might be too picky, but on new business application 1, so there was the term artificial showing up a couple times, and I feel like, referring to the wetland, like, I feel like man-made wetland might be a better representation of what we're talking about. I don't know, the word artificial just sounded like,
Yeah, man-made
Weird.
or created, or I'm trying to look for an example.
Do you see it on, so it's like, according to Tim, kind of like 2/3 of the way down on the first
Oh,
paragraph.
yeah, the natural
The
wetland.
natural wetland, not the artificial one.
created.
So I don't
by the
remember
basin.
what he said, but I guess that's not a quote anyway. But
Because it shows up in the next sentence too. Joan asked how far the closest building would be from the artificial wetland. I don't know that we used that
I don't
term, but
think,
maybe we
no,
did.
I
I
think
don't know.
maybe Sydney did.
okay, so
Because they were trying to say it's not a wetland because it started as a man-made detention basin, but a wetland is a wetland, no matter
Yeah.
how it
yeah.
got there.
So
Just-
says new business item 1.
Change artificial to man-made.
Artificial.
Times 2. It shows up twice and 2 back-to-back sentences there.
Artificial
Meetings last
twice
two days.
in the first paragraph.
Well,
2.
tonight says
What did you want to say? Man-made.
Man-made.
Man-made. Yeah.
I'm tired.
And then
I'm
I was
tired.
trying to write your first one was
I got up early.
the bottom of page 1.
Well,
so it's
because
like
it's
full
time
business.
change.
Oh, with that,
Full
you know what?
business
That's
item.
Yeah, but no,
Two.
I gained time. We fall back, we gain
good.
time.
I thought we
It's so
lost
much easier
an
just to
hour.
revise the
No, fall back.
prior
We
minutes than to
gain
try to
time.
spell out what we're saying.
Bring it
Well,
down.
earlier than I usually do.
I always
Fall
did, and
back.
then I was like
You
confronted about it.
gain an
But
hour.
I thought when you bring forward, you bring an hour.
You lose an hour.
change
Fall back,
to
spring ahead.
inquired.
Fall back, that's right, you're right.
So when I read this, I can't remember now, but when I read them when you emailed them to us,
Yeah.
I seem to recall you inquiring about, I don't know about the gutter specifically, but the placement of silt fencing, the location of stockpiles.
I wonder if it
which
got
you-
merged into one thing, or
I don't know.
sometimes typing quickly.
No, I think it was the gutters too, yeah. I think you,
I'm sorry.
Okay.
you asked that.
Doing it again.
Again, it doesn't really.
Yeah, no, I'll put that for what it's worth in the next minutes, and then I don't know. Then I attach these minutes to the whole. I don't know how you would ever notice it later, but all right.
You don't have any horses.
Any other changes to the October minute?
Actually,
It's,
Oh, I just realized I was typing this all under correspondence and bills.
from, not the corner,
What did
but
I
the
do
house
with the
down,
actual-
going down.
Yeah, yeah.
Minutes
And one
approved.
down.
I might have lost. Oh, I see. No, I had the motion
Yeah,
on
it was an old one.
Uh-huh.
But I said, this is
for
great.
the bills.
I said, we
Yeah,
have
the
this big
bills.
I was
field
worried I
and
lost
horses
that one.
right there. I said,
Can be.
you can watch the horses
Yeah.
run up the field.
Oh, thanks,
right?
John.
I did
No.
But now she's going to,
Yeah.
she takes the other horse.
No, but
They go
what
to
do you
Florida
want?
with the horses.
Can I just take those, or what do you want to do?
I mean, you can have these, you won't be able to read them, and they're
The lady
very
went for
spotty.
it.
Yeah.
Or unless you want to send me
They
what
go
you
in the
have,
airplane
and
and the
I'm
horses
sure
go
yours,
down
yours are much
Not
more
Oh, I was going to say, do
detailed
they,
than,
Oh, that's right.
who are
Send
these
them
wealthy
to-
people that
and
fly their
see if
horses?
this seems okay.
yeah.
Okay.
I'd be afraid.
Motion
I
to
would be
approve the
Kick
minutes.
the sign out.
dear
I'd
God.
be afraid.
I'll make a motion to approve the
Really?
minutes.
Somebody second
I'll
the
second it.
motion. Okay, Dan. Okay, Drew and Dan. Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion
I
carries.
move we adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
I second.
Lisa and Candy. Okay.
Aye,
Happy
Can I
Thanksgiving to
unplug it
aye.
now?
Oh my goodness,
Right
don't even
now.
talk. It can't be that time of the year.
I can unplug it now?
Are we having
Yeah,
11
we should have
people?
all put it.
Yeah.
Are you really?